Right. Ooh, you almost caught a piece of the conversation that gets deep before the show with me and Sweet Mama G. Y'all know what I'm saying? Let's get it. This is Conversations in Crete with Sweet Mama G. Y'all know how we do on Fridays. And this show is, where's it at?
You don't even know what show it is. Where's that?
Look at that. There's the topic right here of the show tonight. Is this shenanigans, cousin?
Nope, I'm minding my business tonight.
Why you gonna mind your business?
Because these old guests you bring on make us feel like
What?
that comedy jam. See, they go to laugh. They go to laugh with the 70s.
Oh my gosh. I was hoping you didn't say something about the laugh.
Them laughs. I see the phone in his hand. Watch out, y'all. He's starting to foolishness with the phone in the hand.
No, cousin. No, the phone is in the hand. It's for a reason because I got to send the. There goes brother-in-law. What's going on, brother-in-law? You bringing the shenanigans tonight?
I can't.
Yeah. So, now, cousin, how was your week?
Since Wednesday, shenanigans. Oh, it was all right. Thank you so much for asking.
Well, that's good, cousin. My week was pretty good too. It was very eventful, a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? And you know,
that's what I was gonna say. XL said he looked like chocolate covered salmon.
Golly, y'all starting early on me, ain't y'all? Like what up, XL? Oh shoot, you know what, XL? If you coming in, I'm putting a link on there because I was just having email problems. But matter of fact, hold on, let me do this right now, XL, just in case. Lock this in if you coming on, but I'll make sure I drop it again. I'll drop it again during the show. So, oh shoot, that's not it. Hold on, right here.
They say black and salmon, y'all. I ain't standing here all night with y'all because y'all already get starting out with the foolishness.
With the foolishness.
Yes.
That's
I gotta go scrape my nails on the ground. I don't feel like biting them for graduation. So
you gotta be low maintenance. Learn the system.
I will not bite my nails or scrape them on the ground.
XL, that's what you got for me. Black and salmon. And then XL, so I can't jump on at the moment. No, that's fine. Just let me know when you're going to jump on, and I'm going to pop the link back in the comment section so that you can come on. Because my email was tripping. Just so happened I was glad I had Cuzzy up in there.
Thank goodness.
And then we had XL said he been smoking it. Don't think y'all want me
gonna do that from Wednesday. We said we weren't gonna do that XL from Wednesday.
Right. Shout out to your crew right there, Sweet Mama.
Hey, Miss J.
There y'all go. Early.
Well, now, actually, I'm from Baltimore.
Yeah. Baltimore. Shouts out to Willie Bars on that song there. So, Cuzzy, you know how we do. Every Friday, 9:30-ish, 10-ish. Y'all know how we do.
Past
or late-ish, right? So we're gonna get this show kicked off. Once again, right here. Here's the topic of the show tonight. It's gonna pop up. Let me see. Why are you gonna play games with me, system? Oh, you playing? Oh, I know why. No, I know why. Hold up. Now,
looking delicious for the women. You're trying to be delicious for the women.
Oh, me? No, I'm just
salmon. Black and salmon, as XL said. Salmon with the chocolate on the side.
I want a man that causes problems. I want a man that causes me problems. That's what y'all like. We got DJ XL say, hey, Miss J. Now, Cuzzy, could you have, you know me. You know me. By any chance, do you know why tonight's topic is what it is? Do you know?
Because you causing some women some problems and they called you out on it. I said you.
Calm down, baby. Calm down.
Not me. That's the topic. All right. So we're gonna kick it off like this, y'all. Y'all know how I started off.
No, sir. No, sir.
Oh, my bad. Oh, cuz I'm sorry.
You know,
you be waiting for me to mess up, don't you?
I sure do. I'm like, I'm
all
waiting.
Right, go ahead, cuzzy. My bad. Go ahead.
Greetings and salutations, street tackians. It is 10 something past 10 o'clock ish, waiting on Chocolate Salmon to get his life together because I was up early waiting and working. So, welcome to Street Tactics. Thank you all for coming in. Make sure you share our podcast on all social media platforms. We will do a mental health check-in. It is now Friday, May 12th at 10:18 Eastern Standard Time-ish. Thank you all for coming in. Make sure you like, click, share, and hit the notification button. So when we do come in, like you all did, you can come on and whether it's 9 o'clock-ish, 9:30, 10, 12, coming back to America-ish, we will be on sometime. Just roll the dice and just peek on. Thank you for coming in. So we are going to, I ain't messing with Excel. I'm trying to do my little thing. Talk about your mental health. Mental health from 1 through 5, 5 being your most fabulous one. You need self-care and supports. And sometimes I need self-care and support here, depending on who comes on and invited. So I don't know what this topic is about. I just got it as I got on with this man with the salmon on, But we're going to keep it jamming. We're going to keep it rocking. Thank you all for coming in so far and drop your numbers in the chats.
Absolutely. Drop y'all numbers in the chats. As Sweet Mama G said, how are you feeling with your mental health today, Sweet Mama G?
Right now I'm at a 5, but you try me tonight, it's probably going to go downward because I try not to snap on folk. So we'll see how that works. I'm about to pull up at SMG house, dance in the background. All right, Excel. All righty.
You see who's a 5?
Brother-in-law, thank you for being a 5 and always a supporter and a jokester. We such appreciate our family members. You all are family members. Some closer than others, but thank you so much for the support. Thank you, Miss J. Thank you, Excel, so far. Hey, Excel. Hello, brother-in-law, CRETE, and the Salmon 100. That's what Miss J. I don't know what the black heart's for, Miss J, but all right. Let's see.
Excel say he a 3.5.
Is it 3 out of 5?
Huh?
Well, I'm a 3 out of 5. Not point.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. Let's get into it.
So me, I'm a 5, cuzzy. Once again, every week I'm gonna be a 5, no matter what goes on. It's about that attitude. It's about that mindset to get yourself up out of that hole if you're in a hole. So that's what I do.
Depending on what hole you're talking about, but go ahead.
Boy, I tell you, I gotta watch my words with this woman here since the 70s.
Since the 70s.
And then we'll see, read that.
You know, I got the hearts are for you, SMG. Not sure why they come out black. Because I got a cold heart tonight. So black hearts, yeah. Bruh. Come on through, y'all. This is a good happy Friday into almost Saturday.
All right. So y'all know how we kick it off. We kick it off like this.
With the foolishness.
I want a man that causes me problems. That's what this topic is tonight. But in reality, we're going to freestyle this whole show like we've been doing the last couple of weeks. I don't care what topic, what person comes on, bring it so we can talk about it. You'll be all right, cousin. You got this. You got this. Trust me. You got it. So look around. Just take a look around. It could be in your neighborhood, subdivision, place of work, or look no further than some of your girlfriends. I say this because I named the topic, I want the kind of man that causes me problems. Because most of you women like bad boys, you know, problem guys, right? Am I wrong, sweet cuzzy?
I don't know.
How you don't know?
Because I don't know. Go ahead.
So I guarantee, as this, and I'm gonna ask this later on, as this show, our usual weekly supporters come on. As they come on, I'm gonna re-ask this question: have you ever been with a bad boy?
Yeah. Shannon, give you
Okay.
5 seconds or 5 minutes.
Huh?
I ain't give the 5-second, 5-minute wait rule either. Yep.
Exactly. You didn't have to. I only need that rule when I'm talking about a female, then you come and flip it and start talking about men.
I have a man who always caused me problems and my cousin. Thank you so much.
Anyway, so if I'm wrong, matter of fact, I'm not going to ask that question yet. So let's give one reason. I'm going to give one reason why females like bad boys. And I'm going to start with this one. Girls are often attracted to bad boys because they are assertive and unapologetically themselves. Can you agree with that?
I can agree.
Okay. Now, is that something that could it be a turn on to you as far as a woman? You know, liking men that's unapologetic and, you know, anything else?
I think apologetic for not trying to change who they are depending on the circumstance. You have some people, and we've seen several folk on here, depending on the situation on top of it, they take us here, they take us there. They alpha, beta, zeta, omega, psi, phi, whatever they want to be, depending on the topic. Some people have to do that to try to adapt to the environment. Some people just don't worry about what the masses think. They worry about who they think they are, not what everybody else think.
Okay. Now, let's say if you had 10 of your girlfriends in a room that you know, and if you asked all 10 of them, have they had a bad? All right, let me ask you this: if you ask 10 of your girlfriends right now, do you think that they will say, if you asked them, do they like bad boys? What would they say out of 10 of them? How many would say yes? How many would say no?
So we're going to say associates only had 10 friends, male or female. So, oh, look. Ooh, I almost had a heart palpitation.
Why?
Because what you just threw up on the screen, it shot my heart real quick.
Shout out to Darren, the level up coach. What's going on? Microphone check 212. What's up, party people?
Bruh.
That's what I'm talking about, Darren. And there's your famous call. Hello, Darren. Yeah. So out of those 10, sweet cousin, how do how many of your friends will say yes, they like bad boys, and how many would say no?
I think now in our age group, they don't want a bad boy. They want somebody sensitive to, I guess, all the stuff going on with us. I guess back in the day when we were growing up, you need a tough, guy who could, kind of protect you if something happened. Of course, he wanted those men that's going to be strong, that's going to help us through things. And, we were younger and more adventurous. Now we got a lot of cream puffs. So I guess they like the Deacon cream puffies. Because I see some people, I'm like, y'all getting married at 65. Okay, well, love no boundaries, I guess. But, I don't know. It changes, I guess, with age and maturity.
Can I say something?
No.
You're absolutely right, Cuzzy. You are absolutely right. And I've been saying this for the longest time, but y'all women don't want to listen. Y'all want to listen to me.
So, you know what? And two, and I think before we came on, my cousin was trying to get me with the conversation we was having. We see a lot of guys that come through. We just want to say come through the podcast. And we automatically pick them out like, oh, they're a little soft, or not just soft spoken, but it's like some of the little things are just not a turn on for me. I'm not looking for the real soft and tenderonish. I ain't looking for nobody's gonna knock me across the room, nothing like that. But some of them just a little, because sometimes they be on the cusp of femininity. and I just have to side eye some folks sometimes.
You said that when you talking about now or before?
No, now when we were talking before you hit the button to try to
Yeah.
catch me in our
Yeah.
conversation, we were talking about some of the people that exude feminine, men that exude a little bit feminine energy.
Right. Okay. While we talk about this, don't forget what we talking about right now. You know our brother-in-law Tony, right?
No,
He's a
I don't know
jokester.
him.
He's a
No,
jokester.
nope, don't raise
He's a
that.
jokester.
Nope.
And we like to grant. He's a
I'm a log
supporter.
off early.
He's a supporter, and I like to grant his wishes. Is that enough, brother-in-law? Go after your brother-in-law for that one, cousin. Now, you said something a little earlier. At our age, we don't want that. And if you go back shows after shows after shows, I say that at a certain age, and I'm gonna start at 18 to 28. Those type of women want alpha men. And that's kind of what this show is about. Not so much alpha men, but what it's about is this. I want a man that causes me problems. Now, usually alpha men don't cause women problems. They're just assertive. They know what they want. They know how they want their relationship to go. And it's up to who he picks for that place. They have to go, by his law. Okay. So that point that I'm making is 18 to 28. They want the alpha male. They want the alpha male, right? But sometimes 18 to 28, they get that bad boy, the reckless guy, right? And then from that 28 to 38, they start mellowing out, and they get that guy that you were just talking about. They want a beta male provider. Yes, because that's exactly what you asked for. You said you want a guy that's more mellowed out, that's willing to sit up there and talk about, I'm down on my business knee for you right now. And, that he wants to, you come in a room, he got roses on the bed and stuff like that. Just like the R&B songs that y'all listen to.
No, meaning like, I think, I ain't gonna use me, but when I listen to women's conversations, they want reformed male hoes. They want them to have all that experience of smack it up, flip it, and rubbing it down, but they don't want them to be in them streets. You know what I'm saying? They want those with that experience in their past, but they want that to bring just to them, that one person in the bedroom. They want a reform hoe, but they want a cream puff reform hoe.
You talking about in the male?
In the male.
That's what the women want.
Mm-hmm.
So
they want him to experience and have all these sexual things. He know how to do because he probably had a lot of practice. But now they want to bring it to a 50-year-old dead dick man now. So what you gonna do?
So when y'all go for something like that, for the most part, do you think you made the right decision? Like, are these guys really standing up to what they need to be? Shouts out to Christina Soper in the building. I'm going to be putting that link up soon, y'all, and I'm going to need y'all to step in the room on the link and speak y'all mind. All right. Have you been disappointed so far? I know you are half a honey, right? Or half a honey. So with that being said, are you satisfied with the age? What's your age group? Your age group. You tell me. Yeah.
Alive and straight.
Okay. So have you been getting that lately?
Depending on what part of the body you talk about alive. Typically, it could be 38-ish, but I've been in the 40s typically. To the oldest I've dated, maybe 59. That was too old.
Right. Okay. Let me put brother-in-law back up there. Oh, shouts out to Miss Amelia in the building, weekly supported. Thank you for coming through. Say good evening, everyone. Good evening, Miss
Good
Amelia.
evening. Yeah, I mean the dating pool is very, very limited for whatever reason or another. I don't think it's because everybody necessarily is in a relationship. I just think people have given up. They tired of what's out here, and they go out. They go out. They don't. They don't. And they finding things to be content with themselves with, and other things, and going on trips, and people have done different things, finding new hobbies. So it just depends. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the dating pool not all that swell, but hey.
Okay. Darren, the level up coach, said at AC Barner, which is brother-in-law, I got another baby shark beat for you.
That's Wednesday.
And then he said, and there's brother-in-law laughing. And then we have Miss Christina Soper said, I'm disappointed with the dating pool in St. Louis. Okay. Miss Christina, we're going to be putting that link up soon. And we want you to stay in the comments with your comments, but we're going to be putting that link up soon. And hopefully you click on the link and come on. So let me ask you this, Cuzzy. With y'all being in this dating pool of, did you even tell me the age range that you said?
I said I like some 38-ish, but I'm typically in the 40s and 50s, dare I say.
Okay. So have they been up to par or up to your liking in from 38 to the 50s?
I'm still single, then let me know. The hell? I think that younger than I am, yes. Older than I am, no. The 40s, the early 40s, not close to our age.
Mm-hmm.
The lower 40s, they kind of have done a better job as far as the dating, just spending time, just things to do, conversations. I think I put on Instagram that little, I don't know what they call reels, I guess. Like, don't send me somebody that's what you doing, where you at, what you doing, where you at, because that's all you hear. I can almost guarantee if I pick Joe Blow, it's gonna be the same thing. Some people, good morning, beautiful, how you doing, where you at, yeah, at work, how you feeling, and then it'll be good evening, how you doing, what you doing. It'll be the same. I'll be like, I stop responding because I'm tired. It's the same stuff over and over. It's like repetitive.
So you telling me
lose interest.
You telling me from each man that you go through, they say the same thing in
a
the
lot
morning?
Of them. It's a lot of copycats. So after a while, the running joke with women is they do that to everybody when they first get up, and then when they go into bed, it's the same conversation. Good evening, whatever. How you feeling? How was your day? What you doing? It's the same conversation. So sometimes I just stop responding.
Okay, Miss Christina said my ex wouldn't even go in the grocery store with me. He lame.
I understand. I totally understand.
Bruh.
You play?
I totally understand. It's a
you
lot.
You play. So check this out. Okay. So have these guys been in, like, say for instance, are they in, how's their physical condition, most of these guys? And do you think that plays a part in between the 40s and 50s?
I don't want to keep bringing it up because people trying to use it as a lame excuse, but I guess because of my profession, I tend to look at people a little differently. After COVID, well, we're still in COVID or not COVID, whatever. I want to say pre-2020 to some guys I know now, they're different, more isolated, more just not motivated to be in relationships. Even ones that I'm not romantically connected with. I have people I know or whatever. They just, they go to work, they do things that's enjoyable for them. They might say, oh, I bought I don't know, a OLED TV with the sound bar. And I'm looking like, okay, you talking some technical stuff. They learn to get into themselves. And, oh, yeah, I bought this kind of camera with this lens. And I'm like, okay. So people are starting to find things that they, could do on their own because of COVID and people are sick and they became isolated. They're not worrying about going out. I've even seen guys go on, shows by themselves. Like there's been a lot of little rap shows and concerts. They're doing things, just going to dinner by themselves. People are learning to just do things by themselves. I guess with the pandemic, people weren't around people, especially if you were single. And so now they're like, I can even take somebody or don't. I can even go here, don't. Or they're not doing the big dates like you say, okay, let me meet you at Starbucks between 4 and 4:30 because I need to go grocery shopping. After that, they building, the meet and greets within like a schedule. It's no like, meet me at the harbor. I'm gonna pick you up. No, they ain't even picking people up now. Like, I will meet you at so and so. They're not even, come pick you up or so. So it depends. But that's just not for me personally. It's the conversations I'm hearing from other people. So it's a lot. People are like different.
I'm going to comment on that in a second, but Darren, the Level Up coach, asked, Sweet Mama G, so you saying no one asked for a plan or plan a date with you?
I didn't say that.
You want to answer that?
Nope. Didn't say that.
And and then Miss Christina said nobody dates anymore. They just want to hit and quit. What's your view on that, cousin?
Excuse me.
Bruh.
There's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do. Not everybody's there to date. Some people are for personal pleasures.
Okay. So let me comment on what you said a couple of minutes ago as far as COVID. Now, COVID did, and I said this a couple of shows ago, that the person that you knew pre-COVID is not the person you know now. You see what I'm saying? And that's straight up. People, and that's why I always argue about stability. It's no such thing. You could ask my ex-wife. I used to tell her that because she used to say that. Because women grew up with that. And just, I need a man with stability. There's no such thing. I was saying this back when I was young, before I should even know about it. I was saying it because I saw it. So to this point, we take little old COVID to come around and show the world that there's no such thing as stability. So now, with you saying that, yes, when they started putting restrictions on people, guys started finding themselves, because at first you had a whole bunch of guys running around just trying to be hoes and trying to get every woman they can possibly get. But then now COVID showed them, hey, sit down somewhere. And that's why you start seeing them getting into cameras and video games and all this stuff, because they had to.
Bruh.
You talking about me, huh?
No, if you look at the list of podcasters, it's ridiculous now how many podcast shows there are. And it's a lot of men. A lot of men telling business that you all say they shouldn't be telling. That's a lot of people because they want to bring out a personality that they don't necessarily have. But they feel like social media can kind of get them or get them DMs or get them plays or whatever. Because some people, I'm like, ooh, okay.
Yeah, because there was a boom time, and it still is, for podcasting, for DJing and everything. Shouts out to Baylana in the building, another weekly supporter. Hey, good evening. The YouTube has let us down again. Well, you are here now, and we appreciate it, most definitely.
And I think one big thing that helped people start learning that technology, two things, technology is there. Zoom became really big platform with, now we can work and we still can have workshops and trainings and we can go to class. And then also remember when they were doing the verses, the battles.
Right. Yeah. And right. So here's my thing. That may actually be better for y'all women, to now have a guy that's not, somebody said something like last week or something, and they said all he do is talk about his. Oh, that was about Darren. That was that girl who said that. She said all he talk about is working on cars and stuff like that or whatever. But that's Darren finding himself. That's what he enjoys. So now the woman needs to come in and wow him so she can get some of that attention. You know what I mean? It's nothing wrong with him. That's what men do. You see what I'm saying? Miss J, you want to read Miss J?
I don't think that's nothing new. We've had men that's been up on them cars forever, changing oil and tires and everything else. I think more so it's becoming, more prevalent when you couldn't go to the dealerships because, we all have vehicles. It was limited on the dealership. So people started saying, well, I know I changed my oil. I watched it on YouTube. So people were doing different things to try to keep their life going even through the pandemic. So, people did pick up hobbies. We saw those DIY projects, people
do it
busting
yourself
down their basements and putting up bathrooms or, shelves and bed. I watch so much DIY and DIY nothing. But how to glue this on and make this. So I think people have found ways to get back to doing self-care. A lot of people were out, it was out in the world doing too much. And I think the pandemic was kind of a good thing to slow some of us down because we was doing too much. And some people just turned up even more, and doing the most.
Right.
Yeah. So
now we have Miss Christina said, I don't think my true love is here in St. Louis or Missouri. Okay, Miss Chris. Matter of fact, let's open up. Let's open up this camera so we can get some of these people on. Now I'm getting ready to drop the link, y'all. I'm getting ready to drop the link, and we want y'all to come on and get in this conversation. And we want y'all to be totally honest about everything. And feel free to tell y'all a story, or if there's anything that you want to ask. We have a lot of bright people in here that could help you, and we can talk about it. So
stay out my business.
Ask me, Sweet Mama G, whatever y'all want. The link is now in the comment section, so I just dropped it. And here's another thing. Oh, let me see if the phone lines are open. Hold on.
Let me see if the executive director got the phone lines open.
Let me see. They about to be open. And we have Miss J said hello at Miss Amelia in Baylana. And then Miss Amelia said hello, Miss J in Baylana. All right. We dropping a link, and we have someone in the waiting room, and that be Miss J. Hello, Miss J.
What's up?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We are great. All right. So I got the phone lines open as well, but we want y'all on the camera tonight. Y'all, we going to start getting this camera business going on. So, tonight is all about. Let me get this back up here. Here's what tonight's topic is. But remember, it's like Fire Off Fridays. So we touching on a little bit of everything. So the topic is, I want a man that causes me problems. Let me get your thought on that, Miss J. And hold on, we got somebody else. Shouts out to Miss Christina in the building. What's going on? Yeah. Nothing. Hey, Miss Christina, is it possible if you can turn your camera sideways so it can fill in the thing? There we go. All right. So and we'll ask you the same thing, Miss Christina. You know what the topic of the show is that hold on one second right here. Hold on one second. This thing is anyway, the topic is this. I want a man that causes me problems. Okay. Now I'm gonna ask you, Miss Christina, what does that mean to you?
I mean, the dating pool in St. Louis, all these men have been causing me problems.
Okay.
I've had men steal from me. I've had men do drugs around me and my child. Like, it's crazy.
Wow. So
fentanyl and all kinds of stuff.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. So with that happening, do they just be in there chilling with you, and then all of a sudden they just say, let me pop this pill, or let me shoot this, or let me snort this? Is that just how it goes down sometimes?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And let's say, and these are people who maybe that you're maybe, trying to see what they're about to possibly build a relationship with. Is that what's going on? And then they turn you off by doing that?
Yes.
Wow. That's deep. So now we see why you talk about the dating pool the way you were talking about in the comment section. But we have a lot to talk about tonight. So we want to keep you guys right here. Miss J, what does that topic mean to you? Tonight's topic, which is, once again, I want a man that causes me problems.
That could actually mean a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I think of that topic, I think about the patterns that people develop over a period of time in their relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they're asking that question over and over again, which I get this question a lot from a lot of people as to, why do I keep repeating that pattern? Why do I have the same issues? And what happens is people are replacing the people, but they're not replacing the patterns that they have when they enter into these relationships. And so, so honestly, people really do that statement that I want a man that causes me problems. A person might not agree with that initially, but then if you look at their history of their relationships, that's actually a true statement for many, many people who have relationship failures that are consistent.
Okay. Somebody may need to turn down their what do you call it? Maybe something in the background because there's a little echo going on. Okay, let me see if it's Miss Christine. Hold on. 1 2 1 2. Oh, it is Miss Christina. You might have to turn something down in the background, or turn if you have a TV or YouTube on or something. You may have to turn it down.
Just put your thing on mute until we want to speak.
Or better yet, I'll do that. I'll mute it for you and then I'll unmute it. Okay, so let me. Oh my bad. Hold on. Let me go to Miss Amelia of what she said, and I say this all the time. And she's talking. This is to you, Miss Christina. She said you need to change your environment, Christina. Now I'm gonna say this. I say this all the time to people. Sometimes you have to push the reset button and change the people, places, and things. And that's almost, I think, what you were saying as well, Miss J. I think it had some similarities to that. So, Miss Christina, is it you want to comment on that? Do you think that's what you may need to do?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. So, because we hear you talking about St. Louis. Were you born and raised there?
No, I actually grew up in Springfield, Missouri. I just moved back to St. Louis 4 years ago with my son.
Okay. All right.
And it may not just be the place, it could be her, what she's attracting. A lot of times we attract those same people. It's not necessarily the locale. It could be you. Maybe some things you may need to change for yourself. And, sometimes don't go in looking for love. Go in looking for your like energy. Because sometimes the person you may wind up with may be the person you least expect. Maybe somebody you may go and say, oh, I don't really like that person like that. We cool. We started, spending time, and it may develop into something. Instead of letting your loins or your body parts lead you and guide you to certain people. You know what I mean? Right. But some of us want people because we're attracted to them first. Could be a sexual energy, but not actually the person. And then we get disappointed because we're trying to put people who are supposed to be just your sexual energy or your play toy in a mindset that they're going to be in a relationship. Everybody's not meant. Just because I like so-and-so don't mean I want him as a relationship. I just might want to give him a freak on. It's Friday night.
Can I back off of something that Sweet Mama G said?
Yes, sure, go ahead.
Right on point, Sweet Mama G. Most initial attractions are sexual. In fact, 99.9999%. The attraction is physical or sexual, but it's physical. What you have to do is once you realize you have that attraction, you can't go on just that. In fact, you should probably scale back and realize that because that's going to be the case for each attraction that you have, that there has to be much more to it, because that piece of it is not going to sustain the relationship. It's also not going to give you a real full idea of who or what you're dealing with just because you have an attraction. That's a human thing. That's just a natural thing. But once you have that piece, you and the other person discover that you have that. My thing is that it's important to start to get to know one another, likes, dislikes, those sort of things, and do all that you can to really control that sexual energy piece, because that's the piece that will most likely cloud the fact that you don't really know each other, and it takes time to get to know each other.
And okay, let me take it to this the comments real quick. Oh, that was Baylon said somebody needs to turn off their background noise. So I'm muting people until they talk. And Christina, you're free to say, you know, if you want to talk, I'll just unmute you because it's something in your background. Then Excel said, stop searching for love. That's what he said to you, Miss Christina, because sometimes you have to let it come to you. Don't go searching for it. Let it come to you. You understand? Okay. Then we have DJ Excel also said, I'm a square. I don't know about being a bad boy. And then we have Miss Amelia that said 100, Miss J. So did you have anything you want to speak on, Miss Christina?
I just agree with Miss J.
Okay, awesome. So we have Darren in the building. What's up, Darren?
What's going on, man? Can you guys hear me loud and clear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So he busting you out, sweet gun.
They match my hat.
Yeah. Dang, cuzzy.
Let's go.
Yeah. So okay. So check this out. Once again, and I'm gonna mute some of y'all and I'm gonna bring y'all back on. We're just trying to cut down on the background noise. Right here, once again, we have the topic of the show. What a man. I'm sorry. I want a man that causes me problems. And we are on good topics. I mean, this is a good topic and we're on good subjects within this topic. We were running down some things and Miss J said, I'm too through with you, Darren. Laugh out loud. Okay. And then brother-in-law said, bruh, laugh out loud. So, okay. And I was running down some things and you guys are more than welcome to comment on them because we have a lot of questions tonight. We even had some questions sent in. Shouts out to Mimi, said hello, everyone. Okay. The first one I read, reasons why women like bad boys. The first one that I read, we just got finished commenting on that one. The first one was because girls are often attracted to bad boys because they're assertive and unapologetically themselves. They just being themselves. We're going to go to number 2. Bad boys are usually assertive, and a bad boy isn't afraid to speak his mind, which most girls find sexy. Is that true? On the panel. I'll tell you what. Do you agree with that, Miss J?
Actually, I do. I didn't think I was going to. When I thought about it, I had to sit there and pause for a minute and think about it. But yeah, it's true. Because usually, I think you mentioned the age group being like 18 to 20 something.
18 to 28.
Bad boy attractions for young ladies.
Mm-hmm.
We want a guy that's going to protect them. That's going to have a voice, that sort of thing. So I could see where that would be true. The statement that you made would be true.
Okay. How about you, sweet Mama G?
I agree. You want to feel that you're going to be protected in any situation, by your significant other. A lot of times we don't feel protected, we tend to look elsewhere. And especially if we're supposed to be your, your woman or your significant other. I don't think it's necessarily a bad boy. I think it's, more of a protector. Because some men you can feel whether they're going to protect you or not, or they're going to run.
Okay. I'm going to take it to Bayliner's comment. Bayliner said, women in general like bad boys. Yes, they do. And let me and then Miss Amelia said maybe in your 20s. So with these comments right here, and Cuzzy, you know, you've been here since day one and everything, and you know what I've been saying. Are they saying what I was saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all how true this holds, and I'm gonna start this off with Miss Christina. Miss Christina,
Yes.
have you had any bad boys in your life, in relationships? Have you been in relationships
Yes.
with bad boys?
More in my 30s than in my 20s.
Okay. All right. So were you looking for bad boys?
No.
But just so happened they were there, and you just didn't even notice it until you start spending time with them and the moves they made and the way they talked and the way they moved, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So that's another true one. I'm gonna meet you again, but like I said, whenever you want to tap in, just let us know. But I'm gonna meet you again because of the background noise. Miss Amelia,
Let me say something real quick, Creek.
sure, go ahead,
I had a
cousin.
conversation with somebody this week in reference to something like this.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about I don't even know what we were talking about. We got on the topic of if a woman doesn't feel aggression or that a man has towards her, she doesn't feel love. You know that old adage: if he not beating on me, he don't love me. If he not doing this, you know, those harmful things to me, I don't feel loved. You know, and a lot of people, you know, I've heard it a lot, especially in domestic violence situation. Oh, if he's not beating on me, I don't think he loves me. It was a little reel on Instagram. A woman, it was like, would you want a man that is like nice to you, or would you want a man that give you $800,000, but he blackens your eye or beat on you every Friday or something? It was something like that on like one of the Instagram reels, and the girl was popping, chewing her gum with a black eye, counting the money with this Louis Vuitton bag. So she
Wow.
chose the money and get her ass beat every Friday versus somebody who may really love her. So you see how the mind of people, they took the money over, you know, safety. I'm gonna call it safety.
Okay, let me say this before I take it to the um, comments, the couple that popped up. Now, I'm going to ask you and Miss J, since it seems like, well, I don't want to say it seems like y'all knowledgeable in this. If a woman wants that type of guy, and that's what makes her feel comfortable, that he's being aggressive and beating on her, would you guys say that something? And this is to Baylana and Mimi and Miss Amelia. This is to the women. Would you say that something is wrong with her if she likes that to happen in a relationship?
It may not be a like thing. It could be something that she saw through her childhood. Maybe her father was abusive, or a man in her mom's life was abusive, but he took care of the household. So mom said, "I'll take a ass beating over being single. At least I got a man. He may beat on me, but you know, I have a man. He's taking care of my household." Or let's say she was a stay-home mom. I don't want to get out here and have to work. I'll take whatever he gives me. Beat on me, be an alcoholic, be a drunk, be a womanizer, a cheater, what have you. Sometimes it's, you know, just passed down, or a victim of circumstance. Let's say the woman came in contact with this man. Oh, it's so beautiful. They together. And next thing you know, she did something he didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
Pow, he hit her. You know, they said, oh, you know, some people leave him, girl. You don't want to buy abusing you. And she said, what else I'm going to do? I don't want to get out here and have to work. So sometimes it's just that person's, you know, comfortability that they trying to live in. Who am I to judge? But a lot of times people say that and then they want help, but they go right back to it, but then they want help. So it's just a back and forth. You haven't made up your mind completely of what you want to do, you know, or have a plan of what you're going to do. So it's just back and forth. And some people just, you know, they just deal with it.
Okay.
Yes.
Miss J,
Uh,
You remember the question that I just asked, right?
I do. And then
Okay.
right on top of what Sweet Mama G said, the statistics show that women who are battered will leave 8 times before they'll leave. So again, when she mentions circumstance, traumatic experiences that children experience when they're younger, with say like a man beating on their mother, one of two things will happen. Either the children will allow abuse when they get older, or they will be abusers. So it's usually one or the other. It's not a matter of what you like. It's a matter of what your mindset is. What your mindset that says that I can't get out of this, or I'll lose my sense of stability. I know a lot of people who have been through abuse situations who eventually got out, but during the process, they all said the same thing, that they felt as if it was better for them to stay and to take the abuse than to leave, until something drastically changed. Like in one instance, a much older person that I spoke with, who she is currently in her late 70s, and is still to this day dealing with the fallout of what her daughter had to experience, and seeing that the man was abusive, and the man was also being sexually abusive toward the daughter. There's a lot of issues there, generationally. So oftentimes it does definitely start in childhood. I know the guy that was doing that in the case, from what she tells me, was not the father of her children, but he was a provider for her. And so she was going with what she thought was best, which really is horrible, but that is sometimes the case.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Remember that the phone lines are open, guys. So we're going to be dropping a link for y'all to cam up, get on the camera, and we also have the phone lines open as well. And I want to say something.
I definitely agree with you, Ms. J. So it depends on how long you've been following the show. I said I was in a domestic violence marriage. So I definitely understand. I stayed, and I particularly said because of my son. Growing up old school, I got married really young. I really didn't want to marry anybody, but when you're embedded in a Christian household, and most of everybody in our family was married, whether you had the baby first and then you got married, or you got married to that person eventually. So I stayed because I didn't know any better. My mom wasn't in those situations, so I could go and talk to her. She's not a worldly woman. She old, traditional, old school. She didn't know about a lot of worldly things, but had I maybe have a different mom or a woman that I was close to, I could talk about some issues. It could have been different. I could have changed some things, or but it just wasn't my time, and fate just happened. That person wanted to be single, so then that was an out. Because it's like you go to the counseling and church and stuff like that, didn't work, or you try to talk to somebody, it didn't work. So, but that's been a while now. But
so
that was in the 30s. Nicole,
and let me say this. Let me say this as well. When we were talking about, I think it was you who brought that up. It was you, cousin, where the woman says that if I'm not getting beat, I'm not feeling loved. Can we say, okay, like you guys said, that could be something that was, abusive in their upbringing. That's the same, and they feel that way. That's just like if and I'm gonna say a woman, if she was sexually abused, being brought up, which started at home, well, guess what? That's why we see a lot of young women out here selling their bodies, because that right there will make them do that. Not all of them, but a lot of them will start selling their bodies because that's what happened to them when they was younger, and that's what makes them feel like they're somebody. As weird as that sounds, but it's actually the
and
truth.
they become a lot of promiscuous, and they do things for attention.
Right.
Usually, the sexual attention, and it's not just towards men. Everybody, these people out here now, they're going for anybody, male, female, whatever people identify, as.
So for me, seeing abuse, like witnessing it started happening for me when I moved out of my parents' house, and I was living here in Atlanta, and I was in my early 20s and staying in apartments and hearing like fighting and things in the apartments, finding out that that wasn't that was a situation where when the police were called, the men were usually taken away.
Mm-hmm.
So I was married very, very early, and my husband at the time said to me, yeah, here in Georgia, that can't happen because, the men will instantly be taken away no matter who started the situation. So I remember we avoided that, but I remember me telling him that I have a natural fear of violence. So I have I call it a one threat rule, which means, and this was even growing up with, watching people fight and stuff. If someone comes at me in a threatening manner, I'm out. Like I won't stick around.
So, Miss Christina, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced any of this, what we're talking about right now?
Yeah, my ex actually threatened to kill me.
And this was your most recent ex?
Yes.
Okay. Did you get out of that immediately, or you gradually got out of it?
I kicked him out of my house.
Okay. And when you kicked him out of your house, did he stay away, or was he still trying to come up every now and then? And it was gradual that you got rid of him?
He still texted me and said, "It's 30 degrees outside. Let me come back." I'm like, "No, you threatened my life. I'm sorry."
Right.
Like,
yeah, that's something. Let me take on some of these, and then we have more questions for everybody. But let me take on some of these comments. We have Miss Amelia said, "Bad boys have a certain swag that young women could be it can be attractive to young women, basically." And then we have Bayliner, who says, "But Amelia, they get with the bad boys in their 20s and try to stick it out after kids. Now they're in their 40s learning what a man is supposed to be like." Very true. And then Miss Amelia said, "Ditto, Bayliner." And then DJ XL said, "Don't make that face, sweet Mama G." And then he said, "Oh, I'm back again." And also Bayliner said, "But that is still a state of mind, and most likely a mentally ill mind." Very true. DJ XL said, "Mentally, she deals with it with it past traumas." And Bayliner also said, "Sweet Mama, almost everything you're speaking of, it's more personality disorder and mental illness." And hold on one second, let me do this. And then also Bayliner said, Bayliner also said a lot of women suffer from Stockholm syndrome. Very much so. And that will fall right into what we're talking about right now. And then Miss Amelia also said, "Absolutely, sweet Mama G, it could be her normal, sad to say." And let me see. And then Miss Amelia said, "At Bayliner, me too, unfortunately." So, Miss Christina, so your path of meeting a man now is what? Or you're thinking of meeting a man is what now?
I just want somebody that has stuff in common with me.
Okay. And that's rightfully so. Rightfully so. So do you have like a list to yourself of what will make a man have things in common with you?
Maybe like somebody that likes to read books. I like to read a lot of books.
Okay. So, see, here's another thing. I'm gonna tell you, this is another thing that people need to pay attention to, right? Writing things down in black and white and actually be able to look at them helps so much. And that's what you need to do. Sometimes you can put it in your phone as notes. This is what I want a man to have in common with me. It can be 3, 4, 5, 6 things. But if you look at it, and then sometimes you can, if you meet somebody and if you spending a couple weeks or whatever getting to know that person, go down that list and see what he fits and what he doesn't fit. We have Darren said, "Question." All right, Darren, what's your question? We can't hear you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. You're gonna have to log out and log back in. Okay. We're going to bring Darren back on for his question here. Meanwhile, we're going to go to the next one. All right. We just went over bad boys are usually assertive, and a bad boy isn't afraid to speak his mind, which most girls find sexy. DJ XL said, message from a friend of mine. I'm trying to get her to call in. Okay, XL. And if she decides to call in, which we would love for her to call in or pop up on the screen. If she wants to pop up on the screen, we're going to put the link in there, and all she has to do is click on the link. But if she wants to just come on the line, you already know you're one of the hosts on here. Just the numbers right down there and the scrolling banner down the bottom. Now we're going to go to number 3. Number 3, they are dangerously exciting. Also, often, girls are attracted to what they can't have, including bad boys. Okay? Do you women like for the men to be dangerously exciting? Let's take it to Miss Christina, since you on the screen. Did you like your man to be dangerously exciting?
I like him to be exciting, not dangerously, though.
Okay. Let me ask you this. What's exciting to you? Give us 2.
Maybe being spontaneous and talkative, I guess.
Okay. All right. Let's go to my cousin. Give me 2, cousin.
What's the question? I was gonna say flexible because my mind was someplace else, but
I know. You have your own little Star Trek mind of things, but let me say, I'm gonna bring it back to you. They are dangerously exciting. The bad boys.
Oh no, I'm no dangerous folk. I ain't got time for that. There's enough people out here with the warrants for their rest. No, thank you. No,
right.
Thank you. I want to get shot up in the car with them. No, thank you, by the popo. No, thank you.
So give me 2 things that's exciting about that will be exciting to you about one of these bad boys.
I thought just men in general, but not bad boys.
No, we talking bad boys. That's what this topic is about. Because all of y'all, I don't care what none of y'all say, all of y'all like bad boys. I guarantee you right now, if all of y'all want to be honest,
I don't want to
y'all
say
have had 2 or 3 of them.
I think I don't have to, I like a man that's gonna I don't want to say plan. I like the spontaneous thing Miss Christina said, but plan. I don't want to be the planner. I plan enough. I don't want to be the planner.
You want him to lead.
Yeah, I want him to lead, but I want to plan. I don't want to always have to plan or let's do this, let's do this. People all right, we're going such and such today. Hey, and keep it moving. I'm like, oh, okay. Or we're going to your favorite restaurant there. Okay. I'll be cute now.
Right. that's one, cousin. Give us another one.
So I like the ones that are always considering my safety. Like, how don't let a woman walk on the curb. She walk on the inside, pull the door open, or, they going first to make sure ain't nothing happening or going down, or like, nah, we're not going there. There's too many people out there. There's too much going on. So just think of ahead in reference to safety and security of all the sweetness.
Okay.
Like my own little personal bodyguard, the sweetness.
Okay. I hear you, cousin. Let's take it to Bayliner. Well, hold on. DJ XL says, a good woman wants a good man. We really want a man to lead us. The house, the children, our decisions and finances. However, women have a masculine energy these days.
Bruh.
Very true, XL.
But you say that
5 minutes, cousin.
No, but what I was going to say is, you know, he said a woman have masculine energy these days, but guess what? She wouldn't have it if you had your masculine energy on as a man.
See,
that was a good comment, cousin. That was a good one. See, cousin, I was good.
All right, you know what? You got me, cuz. That was a good one.
Forget if I ain't said my brain.
That was a good one.
It's past
all right, so
time.
Mimi said nothing is exciting about a bad boy. Can you guys agree?
Ain't nobody gonna get shot. Nobody got time for that. Yeah, we got security clearances and jobs and bills. We ain't got time for that. I'm not putting up my bail money. I work too hard.
Back when I was in my 20s, there was all kind of exciting.
Yeah. You got the commissary and the tuna fish and the cigarettes.
Again, as I was saying, I used to get argued with.
Not my old age. I got light bills and
not now, no.
Taxes and business stuff. You got to pay for. Been gay on my knees. That's the
Baylana said, DJ XL, not all of us have masculine energy. I want my man, just as you said, I believe women need the correct discipline from a man, or we just act and do whatever we want. Let me say this, and I'm going to ask you this, Cuzzy G, pertaining to what Baylana said. You, Cuzzy.
Oh, goodness. No.
Excel.
Oh, my goodness. And the screen. Here we go.
In a relationship.
In the building.
We got XL in the building. So, Cuzzy.
Cheese so much.
Right. He y'all know I like to zoom in when he cheesing. I know when he blushing. So I'm gonna say this, Cuzzy. You in a relationship. I ain't saying you are in a relationship, but if you were in a relationship, are you accepting being checked by your mate?
I may take a pause.
What's the
get
pause?
My mind right. The pause is not to come back with my mouth. You know, I got. What did I post on Facebook? We got what? Smart mouths this week, cousin.
Right.
That was a that takes practice and skill, not to have the snapback. Because you know I got the snapback real quick. But it depends. Even if I think it's a dumbass idea or comment, I just marinate. I've learned that not going back and forth and not expelling energy because he probably ain't listening any damn way. So I just like, you know what? I'm gonna save my breath. I'm gonna marinate, and we'll go over that a little later in my mind. But sometimes just the cause, you know, not to cause dissents, just shut the hell up sometimes, and just you may have to take one on the chin or two. But like, okay. But then he was like, "That's a dumb idea." But then he was like, "You know what? We shouldn't have." And I'm like, say amen on your little thing. Thank you.
Get you.
Amen.
But but you don't want to make him feel like trying to overstep, you know, maybe something he built in his mind would be great for us, but I may know it's a dumbass decision. But I'm not gonna say, oh no, but if it's gonna involve something that's gonna be real detriment, then we need to have a conversation. But for general stuff, no, I don't mind correction.
Okay. Miss J.
Yes.
In a relationship. How do you feel about being checked? Do you think the man should check you, or he shouldn't check you, or what?
Yeah, but yeah, there's a balance there with the check, though. It depends on what's going on. What if he thinks that I'm doing or saying something around somebody else that makes him look bad, makes him look less than, then yeah, I think it's appropriate. I think there's a way to do it, though.
Okay.
Way.
XL.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to check any of the females that you've dated?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh.
Have you ever had to check any of the females?
Nah. For the most part, like, I mean, I already get it pretty much to a point where it's just times when I don't like. And I mean, it's not really no quote unquote thing of checking. Like, I'm not going to check you. If it's something that you do that I don't like, I'm not going to say it. Like, nah, chill. It's not really a checking. It's just letting them get to know who I am. The same way I was expected. If I do something they don't like, then they're gonna say, "Nah, I don't like that," but so much. Now, if you do some shutdown type shit because you don't like it, then I'm like I feel some kind of way about that. I mean, I'm really big on communicate and speak your mind. Like like I like to joke a lot. So if I pick it with like it was one female, I was picking with her one day, and I was like marking her, just and then she don't like it, but she ain't really expressed to me that she ain't like. She just straight on like I wasn't gonna call back. Like nah, you didn't express to me how you felt. You just don't hang up on me, so I ain't got no rap for you no more. It's easy for me just to say bye, but no, I ain't not necessarily no checking though. Like
Well, just so you don't know, I will check a woman in a New York second. Okay. We have Sweet Mama G Crew said, tell him SMG. I don't know who she was telling.
The whole CRETE. I got on because I was trying to put the whole statement of what my peoples had said, and I didn't feel like typing all that shit.
Right. Oh, you talking about the one that that you was going to bring on?
Yeah. She said she don't really want to, she ain't really want to get on. But
okay.
Her statement was, a good woman wants a good man. He really want to. She said we. I guess women really want a man that leads us, the house, the children, our decisions, and our finances. However, women have a masculine energy these days because we haven't found a man who we can trust to lead and be loyal. I'm okay with doing women duties, cooking, cleaning, childcare, bill payment, washing, ironing, sucking D, and letting him play in my heated water park whenever he wants to. When a woman finds that guy, she will do her best to keep him. And if he messes up, he will always want her back, or will search forever trying to find one just like her, but he never usually does. Just her 2 cents.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense, but you know what? A lot of women say that. And that shouts out to her for, expressing, how she feel about it. And it sounds great. Definitely. One day we have to have her on here. Miss Mimi said amen to, I guess, the Sweet Mama G. And then Miss Amelia said, say it again, SMG. I don't even know what she said. And then Mimi said, what, DJ XL? So, Darren, you wanted to say something. I don't know. Hey, Darren, you had a question. What was your question?
I had a question for Christina though. I wanted to tell her like, when you be finding these men, or you finding men that where they have something to lose, where they can provide for a family, like equality, like what is his background? You mean these men? Because usually it's always the issue when a man move in with a woman, when a woman take care of a man.
You say it's always a issue when a man moves in with a woman.
Yeah.
Well, because that's the unnatural way, and unfortunately, a lot of that is going on these days. You see what I'm saying? So you're setting yourself up for the okie doke when you do that, because unless you have a very submissive, down to earth woman, she'll listen temporarily, but then she'll go and look at her deed or whatever. This is my house. And then she'll just keep getting juiced up. And the next thing you know, she's sunning you because you living with her. So never put yourself in that position. And I know you talk about that, Darren. I know sometimes you talk about that, so you already know that. But never put don't put yourself in that position. Miss Christina, actually, when you asked her, she's not on here. I don't know if she's going to come back on or whatever, but she dropped. We got Dougie in the building. What's up, Dougie? Say coming to the stage. Hello, everybody, or everybody. So, and Baylana said amen. But don't put,
Well, I'm usually talking about the ones that where the man don't do anything. He don't help anything towards the bills and stuff, and she really take care of it.
Mm-hmm. No.
Basically 1% of the time though. You're talking about that type of situation.
Yes. Let me ask you this, Cuzzy. Have you ever been in a situation where uh, where you know you was living and have your own and everything, and then you met somebody and then you started letting them come and stay or whatever, but he's not holding his part down? Have you
Yep.
ever had that?
Yep.
And then what, and let's be honest, what did you have to start saying to this guy?
Just have a conversation about the struggles. You know, if I got to work 2 jobs, but you home chilling in a cup, that's not right. I mean, then that's when the masculine energy gonna come out. You know, and it does cause a lot of relationship discord. You know, you're not going to be satisfied, you know, emotionally, mentally, sexually, if you will have to get out here and I'm exuding so much energy trying to work to maintain because you're not holding up your end that we discussed. It becomes an issue. It becomes one turn off. But, you know, and then I see your lack of motivation. You're not working towards something. It's definitely you're working towards something. I can hold you down, but we're going to have a time frame, a limit in the plan. You know, I can't deal with you and don't have a plan. Or you have a plan, but then you sitting there smoking cigarettes and looking at me when I come in the house. That's not going to work.
So apparently it didn't work because he's not around.
I had to move out my house to get him out.
So I heard that before. Like people are really going through that.
I had to move to get him out.
Wow. Okay. So DJ XL, have you ever been in a situation where in your place and you had a female move in and then they never
Nope, because if I ain't in a relationship, she don't leave nothing over my house. Toothbrush, roller, drawers, anything. If it's not mine and you leave, it's gone.
Okay. All right. Baylana said, share our podcast and subscribe and hit the notification, even though they don't work half the time. Yes, we're gonna get these notifications working. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. Now, what was I gonna say? Miss J, have you ever been in a situation where you had a man, come into your place, or I don't know what the situation is now, but jump past whatever's going on in the present. In the past, have you had someone stay with you, right? And you had like he wasn't holding up his part, and then you had to make arrangements for him to leave.
The very first time that ever happened was actually with my brother.
Okay. Wow. All right.
And it happened with my second brother too.
Wow.
And yeah, it was with the first brother that was cool because he was cool. He was my older brother, and I was able to just sit down. I literally had to grab a calendar and say, "Okay, you gotta go. I mean, you're grown. I'm grown. We got to figure this out. You got to get moving." And so he did, which was good. But my younger brother, I had to write him an eviction note because he was not holding his
wow. Okay. We have Baylana said, She said, been there, done that. Yeah. We would like to hear that story, Baylana, if you want to call in or however you want to do it. Because we are bringing it all out tonight. You know what I mean? Have you ever had that, Darren?
Well, usually situations where a man and a woman is always working for the most part. I never had no woman where I had to take her like that all the time.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. So this is what we're going to do here. We're going to take it to the next one. And that next one is number 4. They make girls feel protected. Bad boys stand up for their partners. Have you ever had that happen or experienced that, Sweet Mama G, where you were with your bad boy at the time and he had to stand up for you?
It wasn't a bad boy. It's the men in general. I haven't had anybody who hasn't protected me in a particular situation. I haven't had that. So it's not like, oh well, he a bad boy. No, it's not necessarily bad boy. It's just the men in general. I don't. You can kind of feel the energy of people. You know, you're gonna have to get your gun before they do. You know
So
what I
you
mean?
saying that the guy wasn't a bad boy, but he did protect you?
Yeah, I mean they don't have to be bad boys to be protectors. Who? I mean, he ain't got to be on the wanted posters in the post office like we used to say. He's gonna be a man. He's gonna be a man. That means protecting whatever he knows is his, and that includes me. So
Right. And you know what? I agree with you, Cuzzy. It does not have to be a bad boy to be a protector. You know, you understand what I'm saying? Because most women, that's why they deal with bad boys, because they like the excitement. I don't care what y'all say. But when the dust settles, y'all really don't want a bad boy. Y'all just want a man, a leader, a protector.
right. And we and I see that in another environment. We have some men, and you know, it's mixed population. I'm gonna say it at a work site. You'll see the men that'll protect women, tell you don't go near the doors. We're gonna walk you out. It's dark. Let me check before some kind. And some just like see me struggling with, you know, carrying something like, oh, you know, keep it moving. So I already know what's going down in their household. And then typically if somebody knows them on a personal level, it's like, yeah, he's the same way in his real life. With his wife, he's not very manly.
Okay. DJ XL said, I'm a square. You better put your skates on because I'm a run. And then Baylana said, H no. Bad boys will get you in trouble. I about went down on a major charge with mine. And then Dougie said, that sweet mama, she told me she was going to the store and never came back. That's how you gonna do Dougie's cousin?
I do them all like that, Dougie. I do them all like that.
Bruh.
Okay. Check this out. We're gonna ask matter of fact, before we ask Miss J, what y'all have to understand as well is this. A lot of these bad boys, especially today, are pookies. A lot of them are pookies. And when a lot of these guys are bad, that's because they haven't matured. Maturity needs to set in so that they can be better men. I understand y'all want an exciting guy, and sometimes y'all don't even pay attention. And I'm gonna give it to y'all with this as well. Some of y'all don't even know that the guys are bad boys, but when you spend time with him and he start making moves, then you're like, he's a bad boy. He's making all these stupid things. We have DJ XL. What you want to say, my brother?
Well, what would be considered a bad boy? Like a dude that hustle, somebody that's just outside. Like, I mean, because you know, I mean, it can be looked at different levels. You know what I'm saying? Like, just somebody who will live a dangerous life, or you know, I mean, there's levels to it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm joking around with the square thing, but I mean, I know I did a lot of dangerous things growing up, but I wouldn't. People would consider myself a bad boy.
Right. Well, that's what in some of these things that we were reading, and I'm gonna do a rundown again, a slight rundown. Some of them are attracted to bad boys because they are assertive, unapologetically. They are unapologetic, basically, and they aren't afraid to speak their minds. Some of them are not afraid to make moves. Period. And I'm sure that you were like that in your time, and I was too. And the thing about that,
I still don't bite my tongue, and I mean, not necessarily apologetic, but you know, I would, like I said, I still wouldn't really consider myself like a bad boy. Like I'm assertive. Like,
right?
You know, I'm damn sure not scared to go anywhere or do anything. I mean, I do what I do, but I mean, like I said, when it comes down to being like a a bad boy. I'm like, I mean, I guess it depends on the person, but I don't know. Like, I don't fit into a lot of categories. I guess I don't know.
Okay. Um, Bottom line, like we were talking about now, XL. If we have 50 women in here right now, right? 50 women. I guarantee you 48 of them have been with bad boys. And that's just how it is. And some of them don't realize, like I said, they're bad boys until they get knee deep into the relationship. So sometimes we can't, it was something that attracted them to that person at first. And then next thing you know, it's these things that we're talking about tonight.
A lot of times it's their attractive energy, whether it's a sexual energy or whatever they bring off. And a lot of times it's also how other people perceive them. Oh, girl, he's, well, we say fly in our culture. Oh, he fine, he fly, he got this, he got that. So that what made them that's what makes them the different, type of bad boy. Like if I'm thinking about bad boys and I'm thinking about bad boys 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, they're not bad boys.
No, they're not.
They were the police and they were, wearing purple suits and whatever. And they had a wife and just having sex. That's not considered a bad boy. When you look at the old adage, if you do entertainment, let's say, videos, music videos, hard metal, heavy metal, those the bad boys who weren't the straight conservative role that they had, played out for men. He's going to go to work. He's going to be a provider. The bad boys was the men who lived free and they were in bands. They had, tattoos. Tattoos was really big because people came from the military. They were the only ones kind of had tattoos back then, and they flexed their muscles. That was considered the bad boys.
Usually, like the bad boys that we are talking about today are usually immature alpha males, but over time,
that's not bad. That's not considered bad.
What's not the alpha male?
Like you said, that's just. We keep talking about this alpha male. It's just men who just doing certain things, but that's not bad. When I think of bad men, I'm thinking people who have a criminal background, felon, somebody that's on the run.
I'm thinking that too. And that's usually what
punch you in the eye, very disrespectful. That's when you say bad boys, that's what I'm thinking about. But a man who's assertive, that's just a man being assertive, and that's how he should be.
Right, but those are some traits. Those are some traits of the guys that we're talking about. You see what I'm saying?
I don't know about that though, because like the way that they're being broken down to like the dudes that be beating on women and all that type of stuff. Most of the dudes that like I was around that was outside that was on that level wouldn't even deal with cats like that. Like if they found out a dude was beating on his girl, like something's wrong with you. Like literally, like yo, I walk around with these every day. Mm-hmm. This is what I carry on me on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yo, it's not like that's why I said it's like a umbrella kind of effect of what's a bad boy and what's not a bad boy. Because like if you came down to the block where we was at, people will look at us like, yo, they out here doing this, they out here doing that. They just say this, say that. But all of us was 100% real men.
Right. Right.
The dudes that are being described in this list are pretty much like you said, pookies. Mm-hmm. Me, myself, personally, I've never been one.
Well,
I was never that little goofball dude. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, but I did things that I know they would probably umbrella under the bad boy territory, the selling drugs, the carrying guns, the doing this, to doing that. But I wasn't never no pushover. I wasn't no sucker to do clown stuff just because it's a woman around. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but see, the difference is, XL, with you speaking, we go through different levels in our life as men. We are more immature in our 20s than we are in our 30s, right? So you matured, and we still had traits of the regular bad boy. You got bad boys that then robbed, steal, and killed, and the girl was with her. You see them? I mean, with him, you got. I think you remember, Cuzzy, when that one week when we were talking about, especially in Baltimore, we have people who get with little man because he didn't kill somebody. And they think that, oh, little man is tough. Everybody's scared of little man. And she will get with him because of that, because they think everybody's afraid of little man.
But they also don't think that there's going to be a retaliation. Guess what? She can go right along with him.
Right, but
kill everybody now.
Right, but what I'm talking about is that true.
He's a boss dude. I'm gonna get with him. He's a boss dude. You know,
that's what they thinking. Yeah, that's what they thinking. So we got Baylana also said, she said, bad boys will throw you under the bus and protect themselves. They surely will. They'll use you as a shield. And it's sad because there's a lot of women that came up messing with bad boys and died or got in bad trouble with dealing with a bad boy. So, but I understand with some of you women thinking or feeling that, oh, that's exciting. That's this, that's that. But again, when you start getting into your 30s and stuff like that, you get to the point where you're like, okay, now I'm ready to chill out. Where's my beta? Because that's exactly what y'all run for. A beta after that. Y'all want that guy who is willing to do all the little stuff that y'all little R&B songs say, and then live happily ever after. Am I wrong, Miss J?
No, you're spot on.
Thank you. Am I wrong, cousin?
First they won't go to church.
Right.
But actually, I'm being a little.
They want to make amends. They want to make amends with their vagina, and then they want to say, "You know what? I used to have a crush on you in high school." 40 years later, and it looks like a daggone sock with no elastic left on it. And now you talk about you got a crush on somebody who liked you 20 years ago.
Right. Right. No, that's the truth.
I think bad boys are just pookies on crack. Honestly,
they are basically immature. They are pookies, and then
which means that once we're done with them, when we're in our 20s, we're not trying to go to more pookies.
Right.
I mean, at least I didn't, but pookies show up, kind of like as alphas, and then they slide into pookiedom, over time. You don't give yourself enough time to get to know them.
Maybe said that CRETE and DJXL, y'all doing too much.
It's just facts.
Can you elaborate, Mimi, please?
Just watch it as it goes. The same chick that used to be they used to have what they call them here, knock them down girls and the $150 girls.
I was just talking about them. Knock them down girls.
Now you look on Facebook, every time you see them go live, they had somebody church at 40. You wasn't doing that when you was in your 20s, baby. You was throwing it. You were throwing it in a circle 20 years ago.
Right.
Some of them roll out of the nightclub straight into church in the same outfit they had on at the nightclub. I've seen that before.
Hey!
I ain't even mad at them because they go from doing their jugging dancing to go get their praise dancing on.
They twerking now in the church. I'm like, oh my!
24 hours.
Now we're gonna take Miss Amelia said Stringer Bell on the Wire would be considered a bad boy.
Who's that?
Huh. Okay.
And
Stringer Bell. Can you
speak on that? Would have been.
That's the part that Idris Elba played on The Wire.
Got you. And y'all know what's crazy? I've never seen an episode of The Wire yet.
You lived it, right? I mean, most of us know.
And yeah, and that's funny that you said that, Cuzzy, because people, they are like excited about it down here, like to this day, to be honest with you. And they asked me, and then when they find out I'm from Baltimore,
yes,
they asked me, you seen The Wire? And I was like, I haven't seen the episode because I lived it.
Or they asked me when they know I'm from Baltimore. Oh, do you know where, that stuff was happening? I'm like, right. Or do you know those people? I'm like, those was characters. I don't know Idris Elba. I would like to know them.
I'm sure you would.
I'm like, it's like everybody is not like that. That's not the life everybody live. We may have known people that lived through, but you can't associate with me with The Wire.
Yeah.
I was in the house. I didn't get involved in none of that stuff.
Yeah.
All that Wire stuff, that was before my time.
That might be true.
Yeah, it was unfortunately for me. Okay. Now, Let's go to number 5 because we have another list that was sent in to us. They're seen, we still talking about bad boys. They're seen as more masculine. Bad boys exude confidence and dominance, increasing their appeal. Now, ladies.
Yes.
Ladies on the screen and ladies in the comments. Can you guys agree with that? Is that a real thing?
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. They absolutely exude confidence, especially the ones that wear the Tims.
Oh, wow.
Tims and them red hats like Mr. Marcus.
And then white tees. Oh, and they can sing.
Uh-oh.
Bruh. Good thing about Jaheim in 95.
Jodas in there. Wait a minute, what's going on here?
Sing their way right into your
Take my money in my house and my
So
car.
let me ask y'all this. Those guys that y'all just spoke of, do they
These
still
from my 20s? Because I mean, I'm more than half 100. So that was from my
half
20s.
100. We got the half 100 crew in the building. Look, you see
What's that?
What was that?
Oh, it's Tim's. He trying to let you know he got the Tim's for you, Miss J. Whenever you want, you can put them on, baby.
You take me back to my 20s. You're taking me back to my 20s.
So do any of those guys still have a chance these days, y'all?
No.
That's messed up, y'all. Y'all gonna let the bad boys go?
I'm not a cougar. I mean,
I'm a Jaguar. 50 plus we Jaguars. No, thank you.
There you go.
Bruh.
Yes, put that red hat on, Excel. We're gonna use that picture a little later. I'm gonna use that picture a little later. I told you about the red hats. I'm gonna use that for educational purposes later.
Go get some gray sweatpants, XL.
Don't need that. The hat and the Timbs will do.
All right. So now we're going to go to a list, and I can't believe Darren is that quiet tonight.
Because you're not letting him talk. He kept saying women. You didn't give him a chance. Oh yes, he's on mute.
Go ahead, Darren. You got anything to say about what we said so far tonight?
Yes.
You silly.
Darren, you talking, boo, and we can't hear you. So just go on out. Just go out the show. Just exit.
Dang, cousin.
Go ahead. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Just exit. Stage left.
So check this out. Here we go. We're going to go to this other list. This is a list. Okay. Now, in the comment section and on the screen, we want you guys to participate in this. What do you love or hate about dating after 40? Miss J.
Okay, so I'm separated right now. So I'm not even in the dating mode. I'm just kind of chilling.
Okay.
So I don't really know how to answer that one right now.
Oh, okay. And I didn't know about the hats. I'm sorry. Miss J said, I thought we all were going to rock hats tonight. Looking good at XL. See, I had amnesia. I guess Cuzzy had amnesia. Did Darren come back in yet? Not yet.
No.
All right. So all right. So y'all heard that question?
Well, somebody can answer that for me later.
Okay. Cuzzy, what do you love or hate about dating after 40? I mean, you could answer that question 15 years ago. Go ahead. Oh, my bad, Cuzzy.
What do you like to give? You older than me, boo. God,
Uh-oh.
I guess I matured in my thought of what I wanted. Now I'm thinking a little bit deeper and not just the superficial things. So I used to prey on men, Prey.
Bruh.
If it was somebody I want, and I'm gonna get some. If I want you, I'm gonna get you.
Oh my goodness.
I think now I try to talk a little more to get to know them a little more. because of spike in mental illness. I don't feel like moving and all that great stuff, but as somebody said, the dating pool is trash.
Right.
I tried different individuals, meaning like different age groups, different people. I don't date one style of a guy. Like I don't want all, you know. So I tried to.
Uh-oh.
So y'all gonna make me pull out my Jimmy hats and colors.
Jimmy hats? You got Jimmy hats that fit your head?
No.
Shouts out to
Jimmy hats. Y'all weird.
All right.
I think, coming from being married for a long time, I had to get back out here and see what was out here. I don't know if the grass was greener or the dating pool. It was just different. But it's getting harder as I've gotten older. Especially the men in my age group are a little older. They're very settled in their ways. They've been through a whole lot. And sometimes when I start feeling like I need to be a therapist, I'm like, listen, I don't feel like it. I'm not getting paid for services rendered. So, it's a little bit harder.
So in 2 words, what do you hate about dating over half a hundred?
I don't have 2 words. It sucks.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's the best I can give you.
All right. Shout out to Simply 10 Art in the building. And shout out to, hold up, Conversations in CRETE with Sweet Mama G, who may we ask is on the line.
Is there?
Oh, what's up, Darren? All right, hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Let me get these out. That was Miss J about the hats. Shouts out to Simply 10 Art saying good evening. Shouts out to Baylana and said knowledge and maturity plays well after 40. Hold up. Let me get at a
amen.
All right. And we have Mimi said, okay, Sweet Mama G. And also Baylana said maybe Miss J didn't send out the memo about the hats.
Briefly mentioned it.
You briefly mentioned it?
Yeah, last week.
And then and Miss Amelia said no. Can you tell us what no is about, Miss Amelia? And also Baylana, what was no about? I don't know who said what, but the no, but if y'all can let us know. Okay, so Miss J.
Yes.
The question was, you answered it. You answered it.
Yeah.
My bad.
So I don't know what it's like, but I can tell you what I'm hearing. I'm hearing it's very difficult. Because the folks, you said over 40, right? So we're getting older. So at this point, we've got, like, especially in my case, I've got kids that are growing. I have one son that is still in school. So just to my own personal situation, with my current husband and why I'm separated is that didn't mesh. And so it's just a lot harder. And so I can imagine for those, because we did date before we got married. And
cousin.
Okay. Somebody missing a hat on this panel. Concrete.
CRETE ain't gonna mess that lineup up.
See, you know the struggle, XL.
I go to the barber shop tomorrow. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So So that wasn't hard for me because we knew each other. But I'm just hearing that's just as difficult.
Okay.
I know a lot of people my age, which is interesting because you got a lot of men that are over 40 and a lot of women that are over 40, and they hadn't found each other, but they're always asking me, why is this so tough? Why is this so difficult? And, a lot of that just really has to do with you having a history now. And for two people with a history with kids, grandkids, whatever the case may be, trying to come together is not easy. Because you're coming with, I know it's a cliche, set in your ways, but we are. Mm-hmm. We're set, we want things a certain way. There are going to be things that we're not going to put up with that we may have put up with when we were in our 20s. It's just really, really hard. I think two people are going to come together over 40. They need to have some real solid ground rules before they actually, tie that thing together. They've got
So let me ask you this, and this for all of y'all in the comments and right here on the screen, women. You said, Miss J, that men are set in their ways or something like that. I can't remember how you.
All of us are, the men and the women.
Okay, well, you just answered both of my questions because I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Do you guys think y'all are difficult as well?
Absolutely. I personally, I have hard lines and things that I just won't put up with. I have, one of the biggest things for me is to be a certain age and to act a lot like your shoe size, a lot younger. I think there's a time and a place to be young acting.
So you're saying that the guys have been young acting?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I can agree because myself, that's why I don't deal with a lot of. I don't even deal with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I don't deal with a lot of guys. You know what I'm saying? Because their thing is different than mine. You know what I'm saying? And there's a question.
Kids pick it out or point it out. That's the bad part.
You say especially when? What?
When your kids point that out.
Your kids?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that's when you need to break that cycle. There's a question for you in the comment section as well, but let me catch these comments. Miss Amelia said, I haven't dated yet. Been in the same relationship for 31 years. Finally getting out of it. It's a good thing. Okay.
Wow.
Thank you, Miss Amelia.
Congratulations, Amelia.
Welcome.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait. Sometimes, well, you know what? Let me be quiet on that because I was going to say, I hate when relationships break up.
Okay,
but then, especially nowadays, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, I hate divorce. I've been divorced before and I'm on the path to getting divorced again. I hate divorce and I hate, and working in a law office, I'm constantly doing divorces and they get to me. I really wish that I can always see once two people sit down for the divorce table, usually, and they call it an amicable divorce. They call it, uncontested.
Irreconcilable differences.
Yeah, I'm like, so you uncontested got together, and now you're uncontested getting together, and I can always see both sides once they come to that table. I wish that they were in a therapy situation first, because once we get to that table, we realize exactly what the problem was on both ends, and why they end up in divorce. So yes, I absolutely hate divorce. I think that it causes so many problems, so much ripple effect with children, so much ripple effect with your own psyche. And then instantly people don't like to be apart. So they're naturally going to want to connect with someone else. But then what happens is you're bringing so much of unresolved stuff into, something new, or trying to anyway. And it's just hard.
Actually, divorce is actually bad for the world because this world is not built for single people. In the Bible, it tells us that. And then also in the Bible, there's a scripture that said singleness is a blessing as well. But it's made for families. But Darren, are you on here?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Let us ask you this question, which was sent in. What do you love or hate about dating after 40? Actually, you're not 40 yet, but
yeah, I'm late 30, so I mean, I guess middle age, All
right, so how's your dating experiences right now?
There's difference. Dating is going pretty well. It's just a relationship part.
Okay,
that's a good distinction.
Yes,
because like I said, I own my own house, so to me personally, if the woman moves into my house, that's when the relationship starts.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't try to force her to come to my house or do anything like that because I don't know what goes on at her house. It's none of my business. Now, if she's talking about being into a serious relationship or whatever, then we're going to do it the family way, the traditional way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then you can work less and I take care of everything and stuff like that. And if your kid or whatever is cool, whatever we dating, got a kid or whatever, and the kid's respectful and stuff towards me, bring your kid too. But most of the times, it's very rare to find a woman with a kid that respect the guy that the mama is dating.
I'm gonna tell you right now, though, Darren.
Yeah.
You asking for it.
I know. They looking. They got the camera off. Yep.
Yeah, but here's the question for Miss J from Bayliner. Miss J, elaborate why it didn't mesh.
Ooh. A lot of things not, and it's big piece of that is my fault. Big piece of that is my fault. A lot of things. Remember when I said earlier on the podcast that
accountability. That's dope. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That you have to that people are set in their ways, right? And what I failed to do was determine that some of the non-negotiables should have been reasons why I didn't get married, but I decided to get married anyway, knowing that non-negotiables were not resolved before marriage, and it just got worse.
Mm-hmm.
So my reality just became a greater reality after marriage. When and what makes me mad about that for myself is that I was old enough to know better. I just just kind of trusted in the fact that I had known him for so long. But that's another thing too, is that people need to realize that no matter how many years you know somebody, you don't know somebody as a husband or a wife if you are friends. It's two different dynamics. So that is why it didn't mesh. There were
We
lots.
appreciate that.
One of the big one was finances.
Right.
At our age, the reality is if you're going to get married to somebody, you got to be able to talk about stuff like insurance and and investments and all these things. And if you don't see eye to eye on that, it's not going to work.
Right. Dougie said energy level is way different in my 40 plus than in my 30s. So Dougie, do you feel as though you're more energized in your 40s versus your 30s, or more energized in your 30s versus your 40s? Let us know in the comment section or call up. And Darren said kids could be issues. Very much so. They really could be. And Miss Amelia said, will we date bad boys at this time? Sweet Mama G said no. Miss J said no. What about you, XL? Would you date a bad girl? Because they exist. Bad girls exist.
I mean,
yeah, shitty girls.
Right.
I mean, it depends on, like I said, the definition of what a bad girl is. Like, if she out here hustling,
a Pookie,
she know what if she out here doing what she do, and she making money, I mean, it's nothing different than a chick out here selling hair. If she can make it happen, she can make it happen. I mean, I ain't no soft. I'm not soft. So, like, if she outside, and I know that she outside hustling, if she outside doing stupid shit, then nah, I ain't with it. But if she hustling, I don't know. Depends on the energy of the conversations that we have. If she has, if her conversations is dope, and her energy is dope, why not?
And if she's selling dope,
okay.
I like XL's answer because he's real laid back with, "Hey, I'm doing my thing."
I mean, it's not nothing I'm not. It's not nothing that I'm not used to or haven't been accustomed to. I may not do it now, but at the same time, like, I'm not gonna be like, "What are you doing with that in here? Get that on out of this house!" Like, nah.
Right.
If
now,
I
let me
know
ask you
we
this,
making
XL.
money off of it and she's doing it the smart way.
Let me ask you this, XL. You have a job as well, right?
Something like that.
Okay. So let's say if you get off or finish, doing your business and you go home, then your girl come home and she was like, yeah, it was slow out there today on Emerson and Pulaski.
Cool.
Okay. All right. Bayliner said, but men refuse to be married anymore. So women are pretty mischievous, left to their own vices.
Right. Now, that's what I was gonna say. That's who I'm more concerned about is the quote unquote good girl. Because most of the women that get into relationships now always looking for red flags. They're always looking for an exit route. if it's gonna be somebody like you don't remember that old song by Apache? Come on now.
Right. Yeah. Now, but here's the thing, and you just said something, and that's true. They come in looking for the exit.
Exactly.
But you know what's crazy about that?
I can't agree with that, guys. What do you mean that people over 40 come into relationships?
No, I'm talking about
no.
women in general.
In general, yeah.
The quote unquote good girl. How many times have you seen conversations started when somebody could be dating somebody and they was like, oh, he got a video game, red flag. I mean that man in the house trying to chill and relax. You might want to play a game.
And see, me and Sweet Mama G had
so
that conversation earlier. We had that conversation earlier.
Now that you've actually explained that, XL, I totally get what you're saying. That does make sense.
But that goes back to finding people that may have things you like to do. I'm a big video game. Back to the Atari days. So I like games. We were talking about arcades. I think that's what we were talking about. Creek, we were just talking about some different things.
No, we were talking about COVID, and they got into cameras and video games.
Yeah, video stuff. Yeah, but,
so to that.
Things.
So what?
That could be a red flag if that's not a preference, because they're going to be some people you'll meet that is a preference. Remember, Christine actually, when she was on, she made a really good point in terms of saying she can't find somebody that has the same interests as she does.
But she had to go those places and find those things.
If I absolutely hated games, then yeah, that would be for me a red flag. When Sweet Mama G loving games, no red flag. So
now hold on. Now hold on.
This is all
games you like, cousin.
But I like some of the game, but don't do too much, because it's the same thing when they on the internet or social media scrolling. There's a time and a place, and when it's time for us to spend time, it's fine as a relaxation, but not hours and hours and hours and hours. Because I know even with my son during COVID, he was playing a game with people on TV and had these headphones on. They was setting it off and cursing each other out, and it was too much. It was way too much going on, and I couldn't take it. My head started hurting. But, you have to find and maybe bring that up. Like, hey, I think, can we go do something? Maybe kind of divert them from that. Say, hey, we need to spend more time, or hey, let's go do some stuff. Just kind of direct it, but don't like throw out their habits, because they might say you on Amazon too much, or you're shopping too much, or you're whatever. So don't.
But the crazy thing is that people don't realize that everybody has vices to decompress. So let's say you got a dude who like to play 2K or something or Call of Duty. He get off work, he like, yo, I couldn't punch nobody in the face, but I can go shoot these imaginary characters and talk shit for a minute. And it's like, as soon as that man come in and want to just chill and relax, so what you gonna do? It's like that. Then it's.
And see, that's so true. You have to find something, and it'd be good if it's something y'all have in common. I mean, I know, cousin, you like the old school vintage games, but yours be like adult stuff, like Dildo Decon and something.
Yeah,
like that,
but there's nothing wrong with that. But like, say your guy, the guy gets,
and you're gonna say yeah.
Yeah, I mean, connoisseur. Let's pull the box out.
Ooh, okay.
But let's say the guy's already home and he's on his game. Like, hey, babe, how you doing? He's like, oh, I'm all right. So why don't the woman come in, get herself together, maybe cook, and maybe break him from like, okay, well now let me cook something, maybe his favorite meal, maybe that can capture his attention, a little bit sooner than maybe he wasn't. So it just depends.
See, but again, that adds to it, because the number one word that you said that will start causing something is break him of doing that.
I didn't say break. I mean, like taking a break from it to spend time with me.
Right. See, but you know what I mean? Sometimes women gotta understand, men a lot of times are like stray cats. You gotta wait for us to approach you.
Oh, I'm gonna walk past the game. I'm gonna walk past the game.
It's cool, but at the same time, sometimes like that don't always matter.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm joking. Some people on Friday night.
All right, I'm gonna give an example. Like I can't really speak on a video game but so much, but let's say I'm in a house and I'm working on a mix, and I'm focused on that. And it's like you keep walking back and forth past. You say something, and it's gonna be like, let me cut this off and go away. Now it's feel like, what's going on, babe? What's wrong? because it's going to be a point where it's going to be feeling like she wants to get my attention so much, and it's because I respond a certain way. Nothing, never mind, and then that goes to a whole nother plateau of questioning, arguments, debates, and it's like you just not got off work. You can relax a little bit of certain things that you may like doing and I might not like doing. Even though we might have some things in common, everybody has to have their own vice where it's like, leave me to my little nook for a little while, and then we're going to reconvene and we're going to be better for it. You know what I mean? I smoke. Somebody I might deal with might drink. I don't drink like that. So if you want to go have your wine, go have your little Merlot and all that, do what you do. Let me go out on this patio and roll this L real quick. When we get back, is you gonna be giggling? I'm gonna be giggling, and by the end of the night, we might be doing some physical things.
I'm already
Just stop
started. I'm already
forcing.
jump started.
Yeah, you can't force the square peg in the round hole. Sometimes you just gotta let it happen, and that's the thing about that's the thing that goes for relationships as well. You try to force a relationship, it's bound to fail. Just because both of y'all have great sex, the conversation is trash. So every day you look at each other, and it's going to be a problem. You know what I'm saying? The conversation could be great, but the sex is trash. It's going to fail.
It's best to plan something. You guys plan things together so you guys can look forward and doing things together. It happened to me a couple of times when I be making beats and stuff. So I get bugged a lot too. When I'm out there doing yard work, especially, I'm out there doing yard work or either working on my cars with and the tools and stuff, and I'm putting stuff together, and they keep coming out there bugging me. Is everything okay? You want something? It's cool, but I tell you, I'm doing this. Let me do this first, and then okay, well, as soon as I get done with this, then I'll be in the house. And then
so I want to say this too.
Now I get it. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Darren. Go ahead, Darren. Finish. Darren.
Oh, shoot. Well, yeah, when I go in the house and stuff, then, when I'm doing something like my purpose or whatever, and I'm trying to get something, especially if I need to get my priority straight with this, I need to get the cars done. I got to do the oil change. I got to maintenance this and maintenance that around the house. That's very important to me because I want to be comfortable. I don't want to, keep putting it to the side and keep spending time with her because that's a distraction. I'm not getting the major things done. That's why I like to make plans. Okay, maybe not this day, but maybe the following week at this time we can do this. I'm gonna stop doing what I'm doing because I know I'm busy with that, but I also care about how you feel in the moment and stuff. So we can do this date thing. We go out to eat or something like that.
Okay, let's catch up on some of these comments.
I like to go see golf.
Okay, Baylana said, "Excel women are like Miss J, not willing to come off hard lines. That is wrong, huh?"
I'd like to respond to that. I just read that. I want to respond to that.
Okay.
My response to that is that.
Hold on. I'm gonna finish reading the comment first. Hold on one second. Okay. Excel, women are like Miss J, not willing to come off hard lines. That is wrong. There has to be some type of compromise to make relationships work. Now go ahead, Miss J.
The second part, I absolutely agree with that there has to be compromise to make relationships work. But I think that adults can have hard lines. The key is that you understand what those are before you enter into the relation, before you enter into marriage. Because if you don't, it's just not going to work. So people have non-negotiables. They have things that they won't, that are deal breakers. And I think that everybody has deal breakers or should have their own idea of things that they believe in that they are going to stick to, because that's who they are. Because otherwise, you to me you're being fake when you're saying that you agree with something that you really don't. You have to be authentic. You have to be yourself.
Okay, Miss Amelia said, absolutely, Miss J. It's very important to have the same ideology with your partner. We have Miss J said, at Miss Amelia, I agree. Baylana said, if you find a woman willing to make compromise, willing to accept the correct checking, willing to be in her role, and you have a lot in common, hang on, boys, because they are a few and far between. Hold on.
Amen.
I was a little slow on the fly, but I agree with that. Um, Mimi said, "Stop it, creep!" Like what? What did I do?
Talk about the baby shark.
Oh, y'all gonna love that song before it's all over. You hear? Baylon. Baylon said, "In the correct relationship, compromise will be organic. There won't be a whole lot of hard lines." And then hold on, something just jumped. Okay, hardliners. And then Dougie said, "Crete, I'm more laid back in my early 50s than I was in my early 30s and 40s." Okay, and that's kind of how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be that way, Dougie, because that's maturity and that's accomplishments that will allow you to do that. I don't know what to say about me. You know what I'm saying? I guess I don't know. I can't say I'm more laid back or whatever. I'm just kind of still doing the same thing I was doing, but sometimes different experiences, or different. It can be different ventures, but kind of doing the same thing by staying on my grind. And Miss J said at Bayliner, there is nothing wrong with non-negotiables and deal breakers. Darren said, in reality, women are attracted to men that are busy and unavailable versus being always there. And that's where I brought out to, I forgot who I was talking to in here, but about the you keep giving them non-sexual attention too much. It may have been Dougie actually that I was saying that too.
That was our previous show.
And then Miss J said, "Amen" at Darren, because what happens is when you keep doing that, women actually will become they cannot respect you as much because you have too much time on your hands. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they also may feel as though they conquered you. You see what I'm saying? When they first met you, you was busy. And see, that's where you got to make sure you stay on your purpose, on your grind as a man. When you find a woman that's too busy herself, that's not a good thing. But then, unfortunately, a lot of women are on that tip these days because they haven't met that man to step up and do their thing to fill those voids. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, I get that part. I do get it. Like, I see what my father did. My father was a busy man. He was a traditional man. He took care of his family. It was a lot of us, and he worked. He was a handyman. He could do many different things. You see what I'm saying? He did a lot of different things, and he knew a lot of people, and he can go wherever he needed to go, and people knew him. It was almost like he didn't meet a stranger, and people respected him everywhere he went. So that model I had to carry, with myself because that's what I saw. Let's go to the other thing, because we were just on what do you love or hate about dating after 40. Now the next one is why do men call women crazy after a breakup? So that's questions for us, y'all.
They are.
I'm gonna get that to you, Excel, since you answered that first. What?
I wouldn't say they crazy after a breakup. I say they mentally. It's a compound of things from years. So it's not necessarily the breakup they just had. It was the breakup before you, and the breakup before that, and the breakup before that, and the breakup before that, and the breakup before that. And every time they grab another bag, put it on their back, another bag on their back. So by the time they didn't got to you, they carrying like 15, 16 bags. And you got to take on all that baggage. And then you may not, things that she saw in you, those red flags that she saw in a past relationship, that's when it all jumps onto you. And you are shit, blah, 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 you blah, 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 blah. I'm going to bust out I'm gonna bust out your windows. It's like, yo, do your thing. Go ahead. You ain't shit. That. And it's like you gotta constantly go through that. So be like, yo, something wrong with this chick. Something really wrong with her. I always had like a little saying. It's a button on the inside of the vagina that once it gets hit, it hits a switch, and that switch is like, if you hit that switch, and you hit that switch the right way, you turn all the crazy on, all of it, full black, level
Can
3.
you vouch for that, Sweet Mama G?
No.
Oh, okay. But I understand what you said, XL, and it was a lot of truth to that. Being that those bags, the baggage that they carry, you know, they go on one trip and the next trip and the next trip, just carrying these bags. And then when they get to you, they bringing you incidences that happen on these trips, bringing it to you, and, you know, living in fear the whole time. And it's just like, in their mind, I saw this story before. You see what I'm saying? They're living on the defensive, and that's not cool. I mean, y'all have to figure out a way to leave that baggage and start off fresh. Same thing for us men. Because it's so easy. That's a human thing. You know what I mean? So, but I agree with you on that, XL. Let me go to...
I'm going to say something to Mimi, because Mimi said men are the same. See,
Right.
the difference between men and women is that most of us, we think logically. Most of the time, women are emotional. So it's easier for a woman to give her emotions out to the world than it is for a man. So if a man, like I said before, once a man feels comfortable enough to express his emotions to a woman, yeah, that takes toll on us because it takes a lot to get through to us. So if a man actually gave a woman his true undying love, and she did something in that relationship to cause them to break up, whether it be lack of communication or anything, yeah, that takes more. That's like a cigar versus a cigarette. Yeah, I smoke the cigarette, but if I smoke that cigar gonna make me choke. It's a different level of intensity. So basically, if a man has enough in him to go to you and be talking about his fears, his aspirations, everything that he's about, and he's trying to give you all of him, and you just toss it to the side. Yeah, it takes a whole lot more toll. So when you get them kind of guys, yeah, it's going to be like a certain level of crazy, but it takes us easier. It's easier for us not to carry that relationship to the next relationship than it is a woman. Because if you got a dude that carries that baggage with him, that says a lot about that man. Most of us, we can go past it. We'll still have love for the woman that we was with. And you may not, the woman that we still may be looking for things in her and the things in you that can account for things that we did with her that we loved. But at the same time, we still going to give you a chance.
Right.
Now I would say this. Now, women can call men crazy too, and the reason for that, because I've been through this. You know, about 20 years ago, when a woman break up with a man, that's when the man be, you know, the weak man would be emotional, knocking on her door, 2:00 in the morning. Hey, we need to talk and all that stuff. And she threatened to call the police and stuff. Hey, you crazy? You need to leave and stuff. I'm calling the police. I used to be in that. I used to be about that. So it really depends.
I agree with that. All right. Let's get to these comments. Miss Amelia said, I agree with you, Miss J. You're supposed to create your own boundaries. Okay. Never change your character to fit someone else's narrative. See, all that right there is when you need to find that guy for you. You see what I'm saying? That I agree with that, but you have to find that guy, and it's going to take time for you to find that guy, because there's a lot of guys out here selling themselves, just like women are selling themselves. They have to sell themselves to this relationship. So after all the selling is over, now you got to prove. Don't go for the talk, because that's a part of the selling. Go for the actions. You see what I'm saying? Go for the actions. AC Barn, is that my baby sister? Or is that yeah, that's not brother-in-law. That's my baby sister, right?
That's what she's saying, but that's under him. Yeah.
Under him.
Under his name, but it's her saying what she's saying.
Okay. All right. How you be knowing and I don't be knowing? That's just crazy. But anyway, I wish I'd met him.
Probably sooner.
Probably sooner. Okay. All right. If that's the case, awesome, y'all, and keep up the great work with y'all relationship and marriage. Mimi said, "Oh, men are the same." DJ XL, and you already responded to that. And Dougie said, "Crete, you know your dad was the first person to call me Dougie. That's funny." And I keep forgetting, Dougie know my father. I mean, we all grew up together. His parents, my parents, his parents. I mean, that's just how it was. Y'all remember them old school days when y'all used to can go to other people's houses and no pedophiles up in there. You know what I mean? So, and that was the good old days, huh?
Pedophiles have been around a long time.
They have been around a long time.
They just not got you at the time.
No, they ain't. But that crew, you understand what I'm saying? That we had a solid community, a solid village. All right. Then we have Miss J from Bayline. Say, Miss J, I didn't say there was anything wrong with deal breakers, but as you said, establish those before you marry, and a compromise, and better than hardline. Hardlines show your traumas. You know what? That I can see, because I guess she's saying, like, if I'm wrong, hard lines, like you're putting out your traumas, those are your hard lines. Are you saying that, Baylana? Please let us know in the comments. And Darren said, men are not the same. A beta would accept bad behavior always and will always take her back. Very true. Mimi said, Crete, you play too much. I wonder what I played, what I do. What I do.
You know what you did.
Huh?
You know what you did. Because you said you wonder what you played. You know what you did.
Y'all gonna love that song. Hey, Darren, they gonna love that song before it's all over with. I'm gonna show you the science. Miss J said that, Baylana, notice I am taking my own accountability. No need to talk about his, but trust he had hard lines too. All right. And AC Barner said, no, that's me. Dang it. That's brother-in-law. Brother-in-law, you're going to have to put that brother-in-law name up on there. Miss Amelia said, what about the baggage and trauma that men bring into relationship? Okay, Miss Amelia, I don't know if you know about the 5-minute rule that Sweet Mama J has. The same thing. We can't do. Yes, men bring in trauma. They do, because
I can answer that.
Go ahead.
Most of the time, if a dude come into a relationship and he bringing baggage and drama and trauma, he ain't even really want to be in a relationship. He probably got pulled into a relationship. A lot of dudes go to sleep at night and wake up in a relationship. So it's like they don't even know they're in a relationship until they get there. What are we? I don't know. I mean, we was having fun. Oh, you just here for the fun? You not? That dude might not even be ready for the relationship, but he get pulled in. And
how be XL? How be?
I guess you pulled him on his knee too, right?
Huh?
I guess you pulled him down on his knee too, right? Get on your knee, marry me.
Hey, I mean, honestly, it's like, all right, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say that
accountability for their actions.
Yeah, of course they do. Yeah, they do. They really do.
So, and I mean, each person has to take accountability for their actions.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing about it is, right? They're saying they like be his piece, not his piece. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right. So if you know a dude is going through some shit, even though he may not want to be in a relationship, he wants to be with you. He's trying. He wants to build to get to that. So where are we going with this? So what do you expect from us? What are you trying to get from us? You know what I'm saying?
Excel. You got to communicate. That way she won't be
They
asking.
want clear understanding of where you stand with that person.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
and
right.
I think she should have
Right.
that clarity. If you haven't given it to her, I can see why she would be asking.
I mean, because the fact of the matter is like, I don't know. We might not know yet. Like, I could
Say
be
that.
too.
Well, say
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Oh, but when
And
you say that,
it's
then
just-
you're
it's
then
just
you're the bad guy.
trust.
Well,
Huh?
then that's not a woman you need to be with because she can't accept that
Exactly.
thought.
That's
And
why
if
I'm not married right now.
married, relationship, dating, screwing, whatever, just be clear with your level of interaction with people. I think people think because you may give them some of the goody gumdrops one night, y'all in a relationship tomorrow morning, if they last that long. And people don't understand, like, oh, what are we? We are blessed and highly favored. That's what I say. You know, so
Well,
you gotta,
I'm gonna tell
man.
y'all like this. I'm gonna tell you like this, and this is some advice to you, also, JXL. Have you ever seen Pee Wee Herman?
Yes.
Okay. When she asks, "Well, what are we?" and what you say, "I know what you are, but what am I?" You know what I mean? Pee Wee Herman. Okay, that was brother-in-law, and brother-in-law was saying, "I wish I had met your father." He's talking about his father-in-law. Yeah, I wish you would have met him too. He'd have loved you, and you know what I mean. He's definitely. I couldn't have asked for a better father in my life. Period. Miss Amelia said, men have just as much baggage at our ages. Everyone has some baggage, and we have to accept it, help them change it, or leave it.
Well, tell Beyonce and the rest of them, tell them women to stop acting a fool, and things might change a little bit.
Okay, so Beyonce acting a fool. So you saying in her songs, making
Yeah,
these songs?
all these celebrity women, that's their lifestyle, and got the average Keisha and all them thinking they can go get BBLs and they're gonna find themselves a millionaire. Settle for the average Joe that like you, like who likes you.
But you know what's funny? You are so true, and that's what I always talk about these R&B songs. Ladies, stop listening to this R&B garbage from the men and the women. R&B garbage. It ain't doing nothing but messing everybody up. Fairy tales. Messing everybody up. Miss J said, amen at Miss Amelia. And then Mimi said, so DJ XL, that man needs to be clear with what he is wanting. And then, Mimi said, tell him Sweet Mama G. Boy, her crew is something solid.
I guess I'm off
That's
the crew
true,
tonight.
but it doesn't go for men. Men pull the same thing on women, especially if you're a woman. You're not like a we used to call them bugaboo. You're not all what you doing where you at? You know, some of us are laid back. Some of us got businesses and things to do. We're not up in your face 24 hours a day. Or if you don't call me or thing, I'm not saying, well, you ain't called me to do my no, because I'm busy and half time I might be taking me a nap and call you later or whatever to check on you. But I think that's a learned behavior that you have to grow into. I was kind of bugabooish for a while. Then it's like I'm not chasing nobody. And I'm gonna check on you alive. Okay, I see you. Keep it moving. But it's like people do it all day long. It's like I'm working. Sometimes you might not hear from me all day because it starts hit the ground running before I even sometimes get out my car. And he's like, I ain't heard from you all day. If you ain't heard from me and I ain't saying you a little joke, whatever, that means I've been hitting the ground running since I get up. And people have to understand who you are. That's like, oh my gosh, you didn't call me. Oh my gosh, you're screwing another woman. Listen, if you are good luck, let y'all videotape it so I can watch it later. I mean, at this point, it's like you got to understand who you're dealing with and their time. People's time is very valuable. I could be doing self-care. We all
See,
know
that's why I'm trying to tell y'all right now. I'm trying to tell y'all right now, fellas, go find y'all an Amish chick, either that or a midget. It's just the way to go.
I want a midget. Before I die, I want a midget.
Me too, and I want to watch.
Put all the ass in my pocket.
I was dealing with is on some BS.
You hear you hey, look, Darren say he was dealing with a midget. What happened, Darren?
And when you had that talk, man, it's a long story though. But like the problem is, I'm glad Miss J's on the line because mom is kind of like Miss J. She a strong, independent woman and stuff. And
well, damn, you said Miss J. What you
like yeah, you know, just strong, independent and stuff. She always listen to her mom, and I'm like, look,
it's the midget.
I can put you on. The midget is stay out of town, right? So you know, I drive a truck and I be driving through this town or whatever.
What is it called? Midgetville?
No,
Tinyville,
in Pontiac, Illinois.
Oh, okay.
Pontiac, Illinois. And so we've been talking off and on. The thing is that she comfortable in her area, that little smaller town, because I guess her mom is paying her student loan debt or whatever, the student thing in college, whatever was out there, and paying her car, doing everything for her.
Where'd you meet at in like a little mini mart or something?
After I met her at Walmart, she was working at Walmart at that time. When I had stopped by and grabbed some eat at Walmart, so I met her at the Walmart and I was talking to her, so we exchanged information there. So the problem is that I was telling her, hey, you ain't got to work so hard and be in this situation. We talked for a while. Come live with me.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was like, well, you know, my family up here and all that stuff, and I have to babysit my sisters or kids and all that stuff. So, okay, well, I guess she don't see the value in me. Or, you know, or whatever that is. So I'm like, whatever.
Okay.
So I ain't going to force it or anything like that.
Let me ask you a question. I ain't trying to get like real knee deep up in it or whatever. Let's say like when y'all, I mean, when y'all was you ready to do something, right? You know, like at night, like did you used to have to like lift her up in the bed, or did you have like some little steps and stuff?
No, she can get in the bed just fine. The only thing that she actually drive a car, believe it or not.
A car?
They just have like this thing called it. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, she drive crazy too.
Damn.
She they got extensions. Yeah, these little extension things where she can drive a car. So that's not an issue. I understand that. Like, she gonna need help. Not for real, because she got like a little ladder and stuff like that.
Ladder?
Yeah. Yeah, that's only for like she need to wash the dishes and stuff.
Oh, okay. Did they have like the little gloves and stuff, and the cups with the straws on it? I just wonder about that experience. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you about to get yourself in all kinds of trouble, or YouTube. You will have a little people parade after you.
I tell y'all
Bring
what,
it.
if y'all go on my actually I got a video with me and her went swimming. It's on my YouTube page. It's like one of the early videos, and that way you can see her.
CRETE, you ever seen Martin? You ever seen that episode of Martin when he got beat up by the midgets?
Bushwick.
That's what happened to you. You in Atlanta too. You ain't ever seen that episode? You in Atlanta too. They gonna come for you.
I mean, that'd be actually pretty cool though.
You gonna get on here one Wednesday, bust the lip, go ahead. You gonna be like, look, I can't turn the camera on.
I'm down for it. I man, them people, they cool people. You know what I'm saying? I heard they do like, I mean, I got some people that just showed me that they having a wrestling match, and we probably end up going to the wrestling match, see how the wrestling match is and stuff. So and they have like the
Pole Assassin.
Pole Assassin?
Yeah, I'm gonna come down there come see Minnie Pole Assassin. She down in Atlanta.
What?
Yeah, she like 3'5". There's another one called named Fire. Flame or Fire, wasn't it? I'm in Atlanta, baby. Atlanta, coming down there. Coming down there for the midgets.
Bruh.
Yeah.
For little people.
Yeah, they was yeah. I mean, you know, I'm wanting to see and check out everything. We got the hats going on at night. Yeah. So that's cool though. Miss J said, at Bayline, are you a therapist? You seem to have hard lines with your comments. Just so you know, effective therapists don't discourage having hard lines. Those defenses are protections. Let me see. And then brother-in-law said she had a mini Mercedes.
No, TLC drives a what's that? A Ford Focus.
Oh, okay.
And a Toyota Camry.
Okay.
Yeah, she got 2 cars.
Mimi said, "Stop it, creep." My bad. Baylana said, "Miss J, I'm not a therapist, but I live a world of reality, and I do have hard lines on my belief system, but mine is experience, not something I read in a book." And then Dougie said, "The town is called Smallville." Okay. And then Baylana said, "I have experienced a lot, seen a lot, and I know what works. My therapist told me compromise on my hard lines." Okay. And then Baylana also said, "But boundaries is something different. Domestic abuse and disrespect is unacceptable. Most everything else can be worked through."
Amen.
Then, yes. I wish I'd have had the amen up there.
That's definite amen.
Amen.
And then Dougie said she had to stand in the sink to washing the dishes. And then Miss Christina said, "I just got off the phone, but I'm laying down. I'll just comment." Okay. Well, thank you, Miss Christina.
All right. It is 2.5 hours in.
We 2.5 hours in, Cuzzy. All right. So let me just do the quick rundown. The quick rundown of these last few questions. All right. And again, we just was answering, why do men call women crazy after a breakup? But let me answer that, right? As far as a breakup, right? As far as a breakup, I wouldn't call my last mate crazy, because you know what? If she's crazy, then I'm crazy for being there. So I'm gonna show respect. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna show respect, not gonna call her crazy. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna respect the movement. Y'all got the hat game going on. Then let's go to what do men really want from women? Excel. Matter of fact, let's start off with Darren. But before Darren, you answer that. Brother-in-law said, read what I put about your sister. Y'all going in on the hats. Let me see. Did I miss it? Hold on. Okay, brother-in-law. I must have missed it. Where did you see it, Cuzzy?
What happened?
He was saying, read what he said about my sister. I wish I had
met her sooner.
Okay, you wish you would have met her sooner. That's when I was confused.
He was trying to meet all of us sooner, brother-in-law.
Yeah, brother-in-law. And we appreciate you being in the family. And she's been always happy, but she's even more happy now. And I'm happy for y'all. Keep up the good work. Seriously.
Bless y'all.
I was happy to be there to see y'all do that contract thing of marriage.
All right. Girl, if you don't get that thing, girl, you don't get that thing.
And then brother-in-law said, okay. And then Miss J, cute hat at XL. And then we have Christina said, a mommy, laugh out loud. And then brother-in-law said, man, y'all lost about the midget. Oh, I didn't, cousin, you gotta find what he said about the midget.
I know she said a mini Mercedes. I know he said that.
And then while you looking for that, so yeah, do you want to comment on that, XL, about what do men really want from women? What do you want from a woman?
Peace, conversation, understanding. I mean, just compatibility all around. Oh, and jugs.
you sticking with the jugs, huh? Darren, what do you want from a woman, Darren?
Oh, that's real easy. Being a helpmate,
Mm-hmm.
and a possible mother to our kids.
Okay. Miss Amelia said, "I can't, y'all." Okay. Now, okay. So I'm going to move on to the next question. Have your standards for men and women changed since you got older? Cuzzy, y'all must have had the whole hat rack going on beside y'all. Go ahead.
Some shoes and bags. Women just all over the place. We have a lot. Yeah, that I already talked about that, having different standards. As I'm getting a twinge a little older, it's getting even more fine-tuned. I'm gonna say that.
Mm-hmm.
Because by now, I would let my loins do the talking. We're gonna use those words and not, trying to figure people out a little more. Because now it's even harder to get rid of people or find, as y'all won't call the exit plan. So just being a little bit more fine-tuned. I'm still a sweetheart, but it can go the other way. But I'm not letting people be who they are and living their truth. I'm not, running down the folk or whatever.
Okay. You know what? They told me about this too, brother-in-law. He said, bruh, your sister had a midget walk up on me at a dinner for my birthday for a joke. She almost got popped peeping at me over the side of the table. I forgot about that, brother-in-law. That is funny. And Dougie said, brother-in-law, I think your wife was the youngest on our block. Probably so. Yeah. Lil Neen. So are you there, Darren?
You said what?
Are you there? So let me read that back to you. Let me read that to you. What do men, I'm sorry, have your standards for men and women changed since you got older?
Well, for the relationship, for commitment, yes. For dating, nah.
Why didn't they change for dating?
You mean, hey, I'm attracted, like I said, I can be attracted to the bad girl. I can be attracted to the good. Well, hopefully, the good girl. How long is that going to sustain? How long is that sustainable? So that's questionable on the good girl. We don't know. BBWs, like I said, I like BBW. Well, when it comes to a commitment, I'm gonna be honest. I care about image. Hey, if I'm working out, I would like to show you. You have to be willing to do that with me, towards me. You think anybody else, if you want to have an easier life where you don't have to work as much, you want to be happy, and especially if you have a kid, if I'm gonna be accepting your kid and to my house, you got to be able to work out with me.
So, cousin,
it's gonna be a fun journey.
I knew he was,
because you over there.
He about to get cussed out. So just go ahead.
No, I saw you.
What is it that you want? What do you want? What's your name? Concrete. What do you want?
You was making some moves over there, and I just wanted to see.
I'm making money moves. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna let you slide because you're getting a little sleepy, and I want you to get out the chain. Okay.
Go ahead.
When he was just saying what he said, you were just moving around like a little irritation going on. What was going on?
Yeah, I'm looking at what Christina wrote.
Christina said, "At this, all right, hold on one second. Let me put that up there." She said, "At this point,
with data dog," and I believe it.
Oh my
God! That's so. You lucky you can get what you can get, boo.
Hey, bro, come on now.
Change a fat one or BBW. That sounds so stupid. You can blow up.
Let me tell y'all something.
Become big, anything could happen, and that's just
you. I can laugh all y'all want.
That's your preference.
You said it's true. You said it's true, Darren.
But even though that might be my preference, but women, from when I see in the gym, they want to do something that actually works. They tired of being single. There's plenty of channels out here about self-improvement, and women like, I can never find a good man and all that stuff.
Just because they become slimmer don't mean they gonna get nobody. There's a whole bunch of slim single women.
Let me first of all, hold on. Christina go hard. She gets the Go Hard award for this week. Can we agree?
We can agree.
Yes.
All right. So, but now, Mimi said, why she got to work out, Darren?
Because for one, I like to be motivated, clear your mind mentally, and like I said, I'm attracted. Yeah, like I said, if I care about image, if I know I'm somebody that actually work out and I do videos, stuff like that. If I got my lady with me and stuff, okay, well, if he got a woman that's big and stuff like that, I mean, how can I take you seriously if you working out with your girl is big though? Well, don't care about what people say and all this. No, yes, I do. I do care about when it comes to
you care about what people say.
I do care.
So let me say this. Somebody could say, well, sweet, you with him and he looks sweet. You talk about your image. People can say anything. People so in your eyes, you worry about what somebody says. So you like 15 years old.
Somebody, if I'm gonna have a product, which is me working out and stuff.
No, just because you're a BBW don't mean you don't work out. So you got the wrong. And just because you're a BBW, that don't mean you don't work out. It does not.
Okay, let me.
Somebody looks the same from last year. If I don't see any before or after photos and they still look the same, I mean, hey, everything says a lot about that person.
So if you want to say social media page, you want to go look at people's pages, we could say the same thing about you. You look the same from last year or 2 years ago in your little underwear, little pictures and stuff. You don't look like any different. So you working out, what did you gain? So it's your image as well. Work on you before you work on somebody else. If you're talking about image is that's not your outside, your inside, and how you walk in your light of who you are. If you worry about what the next person's saying, then you juvenile. Your mindset hasn't grown up yet.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I noticed when I tend to get up early in the morning, if you listen to anybody who has a successful business, if they wake up early in the morning, they usually wake up early in the morning, get their workout in or whatever, and then they attack on the whole day, tired day. I don't want to be tired, for one. If I can have more energy, I tend to get more things done throughout my day, and that's what I want. I want to feel good. I want one apple a day, keep the doctor away.
Okay.
All right. So let me read that
what
comment.
would make your energy better if you was getting some PUSSY that'll jumpstart anybody day in the morning. That's a workout within itself.
Okay, now, DJ Creek, do you see that video I sent you? I said if you post that video, when I had my lady friend in the background, I said they're gonna piss them off. You did see that video, right?
You know what? I ain't even get a chance, man. I gotta see it. Did you send it? Where'd you send it at?
I sent it on Instagram and I sent it in your the number you gave me.
Okay.
I sent it on both of them.
All right, I'm gonna try to pull it up real quick so I can look at it. Another thing is read that comment, cousin.
Look at your ex Karen. She has no ass and she was a BBW. That's Christina.
Yeah, I know. And that's the businesswoman. I know. But I never gave her a relationship though. She had a problem when I told her, I said, hey, we should work out and stuff. She had a problem with that.
It's nothing wrong with working out. I mean, it's nothing wrong with that. So let's say you want her to lose weight. She might want you to gain some muscle because your body still look like you're a juvenile. It's not like you say you working out, you pumping iron.
My body feels like I'm a
Yeah, you look really young for your age. You
the healthier weight for a man that's my height is usually actually supposed to be 165. The most I ever weighed was 210 for my height and stuff.
What you like? 5'4"?
I'm 5'9". I'm not the tallest, I ain't the shortest. It's about an average height.
So okay.
But I'm gonna tell you this, another thing. Usually big women like guys that are skinny though, when it comes to the bedroom. And
you said what?
That's the truth about that.
What you say?
Somebody might take it seriously though, but I can bring someone on here that tell you the experience though. Even Facebook pages.
Yeah, go ahead, Darren. Get him. Get him, Darn.
Skinnier than me. Skinnier, like 130 pounds.
Get him, Darn.
Skinny dudes.
Get him.
A weed smoker, you know, the dudes with long hair and all that stuff, the pookies, they say they love that. It's crazy.
Wait a minute, say that again, Darren.
Like, yeah, I ain't skinny enough.
Love it.
Screwing you, the man? What you talking about?
I'm done with
Can you
that.
clarify what you talking about?
Hey, I'm just saying from a dating experience.
Okay.
From a dating experience.
We said, okay, so you got Mimi said, tell him Sweet Mama G, and then you got Baylon that said dating is the interview. Darren, you shouldn't have different standards. Then we have let me see. And then
cool to be anybody's friend though.
Then
I mean, there ain't no problem.
Mimi said, dang, Christina. And Cuzzy, read that one.
Maybe work out doggy style, and that way you'll like it right down.
She go hard enough.
Danny is the interview there. You shouldn't have different standards. Oh my God.
No, Christina said maybe work out doggy style. That way you like it right down.
Oh,
does it mean he getting burned or
I'm no. Hold on.
Are we Brokeback Mountain? What are we talking about? I don't know what we're talking about. I don't.
Read Mimi.
Who is going to be mad about a woman in Darren video? Not nobody. Please meet him, Crete.
It's not about.
I want to hold on. Where this video at? Hold on. Go ahead, y'all finish.
But Darren, none of us gonna be mad about no woman you got in your video. But we if that's what you like, we happy for you.
Believe it or not, actually, that woman's actually older than me. Actually, she like what 40?
She sees a gullible fish guppy. Go ahead. She see a guppy.
The midget's 22 though. I mean, when men
like a midget,
age, they tend to be.
No,
this one not the midget.
Oh, that's the midget.
That girl ain't no midget.
No, that's not the midget. No,
I already said that ain't no midget,
Darren. The one I'm talking about in the video. No, that's not the midget. No, that's not her.
All right, hold on.
We heard that 20 times. Yeah.
All right. Let me do this.
I'm wasting my energy.
I want to be able to pick my woman up, man. I
mean, that's the video you talking about. Who gonna be jealous of her?
Hold up, y'all. Hold on.
Girl, that's one of my clients. Boo, I'm gone.
Hold on, hold on. We try. Hold on, cousin. Hold on one second.
I'm gone.
One of your clients. Okay.
Hold up 1 second. Hold on.
What?
Let's make this happen.
So what's up, man? So when you guys gonna be doing the show, or whatever? You know, bring one of my little guests here, lovely lady here.
You should have played the other one
on the show. So
is that who you talking about?
Hold on, y'all.
Oh yeah, they got my little on the budget, cheap little Mercedes right there, the stick shift.
Mercedes.
A stick shift. Okay, go ahead.
Hold on. Let me see.
It's pretty fast though. So let me know. Okay, worry about your shoes getting dirty.
That's a client. I can't.
So what's up, man? So when you guys gonna be doing the show?
Thank you, Darren. To show and improve.
That's the person you talking about, Darren.
No, show the other one. Show the other one though. Show the other one.
Yeah, because that didn't make me. One of my clients out of here. I tried.
Right.
No, I got to go.
All right, it's only two videos, Darren.
Show the other one. Show the other one because she was like, I was like, yeah, hey, you starting to get kind of fat there. You gotta lose that. She said, I was just like messing with her and stuff.
Hold on, let me see. See if this it. Hold up. Oh, okay. Hold up.
You don't be exercising.
I do.
No, you don't.
I do.
Why you do not exercise?
You never see me.
Yeah, you gotta lose this little stomach there of yours.
I had to do push-ups.
You talking real slow.
Why you do not exercise?
You never see me.
It's women that just want feeling when they have a soft voice, though. They're not too.
I'm just asking a question.
Battle and all that stuff. You know, like.
Hi. Hold Hold up. Okay. Mimi said, I'm logging off. Darren, I need 5 drinks. Baylana said, get him, sweet mama. And then Baylana said,
I'm trying not
Mimi,
to.
I'm with you. I can do with this with Darren. Boy, I love y'all. All of y'all.
I like it. I like it. You know, when a woman clean my house and you know, I got like a little pit bull dog or whatever and stuff. She walks the dog and stuff. Whenever I'm tired and stuff.
And then who's this right here? This is brother-in-law says, say, go ahead, sweet mama. He said,
save him, Creek, drop the beat. Let me say.
Hey.
So AC Bonner, that's Felicia from Friday. Christina said, Keisha, tell her to bring my damn microwave back. Talking about Felicia. Baby shock mentality is what's going on. Material, darn. Crete, stop. We aren't trying to be here 4 hours again. Crete, it's late. And we have enough of darn. I laughed and dropped my off the stream. That was XL. Darn, I'm sorry. Brother-in-law. Bro, is she special? Again, one of my clients. Mimi, yes, AC. Excel, you seem like a predator seeking slow and special women. I can agree, one of my clients. Christina, she is good people, but X12, again, one of my clients. Excel, so you like women with low self-esteem and low brain cells and talk slow. Yes, just say that. Excel said that. Mimi,
I didn't say all that.
You was messing with Darren. Tell Excel, tell me who.
Brain cells. That was messed up. I didn't say none of that.
You did so that say that. Say Excel.
I said low self-esteem.
Like low
self-esteem. Brain cells.
I was helping to interpret it. You didn't type it in.
I am PC. I did not do none of that.
Oh, goodness.
Get sweet bomb.
Huh?
Get
what
sweet
you
bomb.
doing, cousin? What you doing?
I want to read a quote for inspiration before I log off because I got something else to do besides playing around with y'all. So this is a quote from the late, great Dick Gregory. It said, before you argue with someone, ask yourself, is this person mentally mature enough to grasp the concept of different perspective? If not, there is no point of arguing. The late, great Dick Gregory. And I'm going to end my night on that because I have other stuff to do, play around with clients. So y'all have a good night. I got something important to do. I got 3-day countdown, something special, and it won't be this foolishness. Good night.
No. Don't you
cousin.
Well, it is 1 o'clock. Bye, everybody.
Raise my blood pressure before I go to sleep. See y'all Wednesday at 9 o'clock ish for the Brilliant Honest Rap Show. All our street tactians. We'll see you then. Listen to our great music. We'll see Excel, Miss J will be on, and all the rest of y'all. Definitely our executive producer and myself, Sweet Mama G. We definitely love y'all. Continue to share the podcast throughout the week so we can get our likes up and get our views going. So thank you so much. We appreciate you all and continue to bring a friend.
Thank you, Cuzzy. I appreciate it all. We appreciate everybody that was in the comment section. Shouts out to brother-in-law. Shouts out to Baylana.
Let me go work out since I'm fat. Let me get off the screen. Go eat me a piece of chicken. Y'all have a good night.
Come on, Shouts out to DJ XL. Shouts out to Miss J. Shouts out to Miss Christina. Shout out to Mimi. Who else we had?
Shout out to the midget. Shout out to the dog. That's
Oh yeah.
in Darren Future. Shout
Oh
out
yeah.
to
Shouts out to Darren.
shout out to
Taylor,
Darren. Shout out to Steph.
did you mention Taylor?
What the hell happened tonight?
Man, y'all look at for the Tuesdays, man.
Oh
I
my.
got my soundboard and everything.
Okay, we go rock them Tuesdays.
We want to do Tuesdays, man. Ooh, I can bring people in, I had 3 microphones set up in my crib and bring some people on.
Okay. Well, we're gonna talk about it. Show enough. All right.
We'll talk more about it.
All right. Thank y'all, everybody.
All right.
We
Peace
are
out, y'all.
out.
Y'all blessed.
For real this time.
Thanks.